What's up, Knicks Nation? Welcome to the show. Man, boy, do we got some things to talk about tonight on this episode of the Call Up Show. Mitchell Robinson looking pretty good, even though it's in limited minutes. I do think it's time for us to ask the question: is it time for us to abandon the trade Mitchell Robinson narrative? The Red Hot Knicks won 3 in a row, getting wins against Chicago, Washington, Minnesota, all at home, improving to 5-0 in the Garden. How long can this Knick home victory run last? We'll talk about that. And the offense is firing it off at all cylinders. Did we get a glimpse in these last 3 games of how good this offense could be? And where do you see this offense being ranked at the end of the season? Is it a first-ranked offense, currently 5th? We'll talk about that and more on this episode of the Knicks Call-Up Show. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Karan Pierre, the Objective fan, and I'm straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. You know the vibes, man. Welcome to the show early. I see everyone in the building in here early. Hey, man, this is good. This is a good time, man. I'm close to being on time. Salute to my man, Crim's dad. Salute to Mellow Mike. I see you in the house. Michael in the house. What's going on? Of course, my man, Randall. I see you. King Speech Roll. Trading Mitchell was never an option. We gonna get to that. My man J-Tap Mob in the building early. Mixtape Madness Discord server channel member. Hey, why can't I get a trade off in the fantasy league, man? Why y'all keep denying me, man? Look, I want Julius Randle. I need him on my team now. Okay, hopefully some of the fantasy guys are calling later. And salute to everybody that's just joined the show. Definitely smash the like button as you get in the building. And we're going to be talking about Mitchell Robinson. Definitely talking about Mitchell Robinson tonight. Call up 646-995-8389 to voice your opinion. Just make sure the phone lines are on and popping. We should be good. Definitely looking good. Hopefully you guys had a great week. I had a pretty great day today. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm just going to say this, y'all. No matter where you stand on the Mitchell Robinson trade, whether you should trade him or not, he doesn't have that contract signed. And we got to see about that because we already know how Leon Rose gets down. Okay? So to my man Jason. Somebody said something early too that I want to touch on, but hold on, we do got our first caller.
Hello.
Hello, caller. State your name. Where you calling from?
This is Yuri, Mixtape Madness Discord, sir.
Hey, channel member and channel mod, man. What's going on, man? Talk to me. So you see, we got some topics, I forgot to say, I do have the 5-minute call rule in effect, but Yuri, I'm gonna let you, get it off. I'm gonna let you. I'm pretty sure you have some interesting things to say. So I'm curious. Yuri.
I'm gonna obey the 5-minute call. I'm gonna obey.
Okay.
Anyway, so
okay. But if you're cooking, because you already know Yuri how we get down. You know what I mean? Yeah. Salute to you, Mixtape Madness Discord server. But how do you feel about Mitch?
He's valuable to this team. He changes the Knicks in a defensive way. He makes our defense better. Our offense is way better with Mitch on the floor due to his offensive rebounding capabilities. He's actually starting to look at the basket now, and I'm very happy to see that. He's looking like Mitchie ain't no snitchy from 2023, 2024 before he got injured.
Okay.
So end the Mitchell Robinson trade talk. I'm going to say no, it's not. For one reason only. This is me being unbiased.
Okay.
That contract is very concerning. And until I hear the contract resolved, I'm always going to assume that a trade for Mitch is on the table.
So in saying that, as I try to set my clock up, in saying that, do you think that part of the reason why they're preserving Mitch is so that way he won't hurt himself, and boom, you could trade him? You think that is that part of the strategy? Or
No, it's not. I'm going to
okay,
tell you why. Because I talked about this with Knicks 25, 26 for privately. Me and him said that the reason why they're load managing Mitch is because of the fact that he has to be load managed. Mitch is a
right,
special case in this scenario. You know, there are people that hate load managing. I'm one of those people because if you got an injury, don't play. If you're injured and you still want to play, go at it. Mitch is a special case because of his injury track record.
right,
So
okay,
I'm one of the few people that's like, you know what? If load managing Mitch works, load manage him. I'm okay with it because he changes
okay,
this team in a really good way, both defensively and offensively. So I'm
okay.
okay with load managing Mitch. But
So,
I'm
hmm
gonna be real with you on that one. I do believe that in some aspect it is to preserve his value for trade. And I'm pretty sure Leon Wills has told teams, listen, Mitch is a valuable player. The problem is that he has to be load managed. He can't be
right.
healthy. So while I do want to trade him, I'll be having offers. At the same time, though, it's got to be load managed.
Okay. And so I'm kind of like a little like on the in the middle when it comes to load management. In some cases I get it, but in most cases I don't. I guess that's not the middle, but usually we seen these concessions for superstar players, right? And Mitch is not a superstar.
Right, he's not.
So
Absolutely not. But they're
so
treating him
from
like one because of his injury history.
right, but they're treating them like where and I get it. I get it. And Casey Smith, those guys got a plan. If I'm going to take the Mitchell Robinson side of things in terms of the guys that want to keep him around, honestly, the way Mike Brown has been using him, I don't have a problem with
I
him
don't either.
starting because it's not like he's spending that much time with Towns. He and Towns play maybe 7 minutes, and so it's not like you're getting the double big lineup most of the night. Even though we start with it, Josh Hart has been coming in the game within the
And
first
he's
three
been
minutes.
killing it.
So, and he's been killing it. Salute to Josh Hart, J Tap. I know you want to hear that, but um, so I never was on the trade Mitch train because no, I'm just saying I think he could get traded because he doesn't have the contract. But I personally don't necessarily care to see him traded because I don't really have a real target besides guys that we can't get like a Neemhar. There's no real target for me that I would do for Mitch that makes sense. You know,
Now,
yeah.
I will say though, this is where I'm gonna cook and why I might be on a call like a little bit longer than a minute or two.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
The Knicks are at a crossroads right now, folks. They're at a crossroads. That's a lot
Mm-hmm.
sooner than I thought it was because I also talked about this with Knicks 25, 26. Do the Knicks go young and athletic? You want to improve the bench. You want to have a 6'9" shooting guard that Karan's been wanting to get for so long now, right? What's the solution?
Please.
You have to trade one of your starters. And
Okay.
Mitch, the way they've been using Mitch, he is a starter as of
All
right
right.
now. If you're the Knicks and you want to improve your bench to this day and age in the modern NBA, all teams' benches are young and athletic, and the Knicks have been getting killed by those teams. So
Mm-hmm.
the way I view it, the Mitch trade talk is not going to be abandoned until he signs that contract. And if I'm Leon Rose, I'm on the clock trying to get young, athletic players on that bench so we can get the championship. And with that, I take
So
my leave.
okay. Salute to you, Yuri, and I'm gonna respond on your way out. So just to clarify the bench point, I know the bench started out pretty slow, but I've been keeping track of my stats. Salute to the 82 Nights Club. By the way, the journal is still on sale. Get it for 15% off. Link is in the description or the chat and the description. And you could also members also get 20% off. But anyway, I'm looking at the bench points. The last 3 games, right? The bench has been averaging well over 40 points, right? And anytime the bench scores over 37.5 points, we are 3-0. So the bench is fine. I don't think that we have to trade Mitch to make the bench better. But if I could get that 6'9" guy, I would consider it, but I don't really see a 6'9" guy that will be realistically be available for Mitch. I mean, I tried. I of course I didn't look at every player. There may be a player that we're not thinking about, but for the most part, I think that if you don't like Mitchell Robinson, and I hope you guys, that don't like Mitchell Robinson, call up 646-995-8389. Call and voice your opinion. I'm curious to know. But I will say that most of the trades that we're seeing for Mitch are just unrealistic, or there's some dream target, like Yuri said, a 6'9" guy that exists in the world. I can't think of one, because, and I'll go into research mode. And, oh, sorry, got the journal up there. That's my clock. I got too many alarms going off. Hold on. So I'm going to go to, hold on, let me get up out of this window. Got too many windows open. Hold on, let me close this. And I'm going to pull up his sports track so we could actually look at his contract. And so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. Remember, we are hard cap at the second apron, meaning we can't take on any more salary. This is the only space that we have. There's 148,000, right? So we can take on less salary. So if we find a team that can absorb Mitchell Robinson's most of his $12.9 million, basically $13 million. If you don't have a team that can absorb that salary, and a lot of guys, are hard cap at aprons or just hard cap period at certain levels, and there's not a lot of money left over unless you convince a team like the Brooklyn Nets. But who do the Brooklyn Nets have? Maybe you guys in the chat could give me some choice. Oh, by the way, salute to my man, the Sporting Page, man. Great to see you, man. One of the longest standing channel members. I'm happy to see you in the chat. I'm a Mitchell Robinson guy. It's not that difficult to keep him happy. Just call him 2 plays a game. He's a difference maker come playoff time. One of the best broadcasts in the world right here. Oh, man, salute to you, Sport Page. I appreciate you, man. Sport Page, your support is unwavering. And keep Sport Page also drops some really good content. Check him out. He does like a lot of trivia stuff from back in the day. You're like a walking almanac of sports knowledge, Sport Page. I appreciate that coming for you. And I agree with your take, and I'm not the biggest Mitchell Robinson starting guy. I like Mitchell Robinson though as a player, and honestly, where I'm at right now, I don't see a trade that you can get for Mitch unless like there's somebody that we're not thinking about. But all of your targets, they either make too little money and their team is capped out, or you're looking at teams that have space. Like I'm gonna pull up the dreadful Brooklyn Nets that are terrible, right? You see how much space they got? They got $15 million in cap space, right? So they literally could trade whatever picks they want and just acquire Mitchell Robinson straight like that, and thus freeing us up $12 million under that second apron, giving us the opportunity to maybe sign some free agents, right? But at the end of the day, who do they have on their roster that you want, right? I mean, Cam Thomas, you would love to get Cam Thomas, or would you? I don't know. But they're not trading him. He does make 5.9 because he got the qualifying offer. I like this kid, Day'Ron Sharp, but I wouldn't trade Mitchell Robinson for him. I'm trying to get his height. I think he's like 6'9". But there's no dude who, to me, I would trade Mitchell Robinson for right now. I'm gonna keep it real. And once again, I'm not the biggest Mitchell Robinson guy. Okay, let's see. BS10 258. I formerly known as Knicks will be champ. Let's see. As the CEO of the Mitch fan club, I realized trading him is not out of the question. Of course. But BS10 258, who are we getting for him? That's what I want to know. Call up, y'all. 646-839 I'm sorry, 646-995-8389. Okay. Call up. I'm curious to know your thoughts. The 5-minute call up rule is in effect to inspire more of you guys to call up. I look forward to your call. My man Walter White says Precious looking good in Sacramento tonight. That's a guy who I wanted back. But we know the politics with that. The politics with that one was Tibbs wasn't playing him. I did the Precious Achua story. I told you I met a guy who knew Precious Achua and told us like months before he decided not to return with the Knicks that he wasn't going to come. BS 10258, Leon will not let Mitch walk for nothing. That's a fact. And that's where I'm at right now. Like, hold on. Let's go back to research mode. Because I'm honestly like, this is what I did, right? I just went to like pretty much every team and just looked at like their cap space, right? Look, see, this team they capped out, right? So, and this is the Hornets. So they can't really take on more salary. Let's see if they got exceptions. They do got their mid-level exception. I don't think they signed anybody. And they got their biannual exception as well. But they don't got no trade exception. So that means that they will have to take within 125% salary back. That's the most they can take back. They can't take back more than that. Right? And so who on the Hornets do you want? I mean, they got a lot of young talent, but you know they're not trading most of these guys. I mean, the guy I would want is Brandon Miller, but you know that's not happening, right? Grant Williams is a hell no. So like when you just start going down the list of teams, right? You're looking at the finances and you look like the Chicago Bulls, right? You're looking at the finances, right? Look, they under the cap, minus $24 million. So they don't have no flexibility to take on the salary. Let me see if they got any exceptions. Okay, so they got $6 million. They do got a $6 million trade exception, which could help get a deal done, meaning that they could take on most of Mitchell Robinson's salary. But who do you want from this team that's worth Mitchell Robinson? I mean, I would take their young boy Booz Ellis, but you know that's not going to happen. So, like, when you're talking about trading Mitch, you guys got to give me a realistic target. By the way, salute to HRM the Great, Knicks Tape Madness Discord server channel member in the house. Yeah, HRM. I think I'm looking into that situation we talked about with the broadcasting games. We'll talk about that. But I agree. I don't think he let him walk for nothing. Pick a team out. Who y'all want? To all the people that's willing to let Mitchell Robinson go, who are you trading him for? That's what I want to know. Now, Houston Rockets is interesting. They don't got no money. Let me see if they got any exceptions. They got a $3 million exception from Washington, but that I don't think they got access to that. Because they're not an apron team yet. Okay. So they do got a $3 million exception, meaning that they could take a little extra in Mitchell Robinson's salary in return for a deal. But they're not trading none of their young guys for Mitchell Robinson. I can't see it. Maybe a Jabari Smith, but why would they want Mitchell Robinson? They already got Steven Adams and Clint Capella. So Houston's off the list. So like when you just start going through teams, you automatically see that there won't be a deal there done. So I don't know. Y'all. Yeah. Fans NY said, we need Precious and Morris. You talking about Monte Morris? And he should have replaced Brogdon. I honestly, fans NY, this is just a theory, but I think that Shamit had the job. I think this is my theory. I don't got no sources on this, but I think Shamit had the job. One, and that's why Brogdon stepped away, to allow him to bow gracefully and not make it like he got cut or anything like that. They allowed him to just retire. I think Landry Shamit, it was his job to lose, and he won it, for the record. Yeah, you talking about Monte Morris. Let's pull him up. Monte Morris. Was he signed? I think he was a free agent, right? Monte Morris? Let me pull him up. We got time. This is the call-up show. Did I smell Morris wrong? I think I did. No, I didn't. I spelled it right. He can't be traded till February. So yeah, we can't even get this kid. But what's he doing in Indiana though? Indiana, I mean, boy, he didn't play yet. Let's go to the Pacers. See about Monte Morris. Did he even play? I don't think he played. Hold up. Indiana Pacers. Oh, they signed him yesterday. Okay, got you. Okay. I'm like, I didn't see him. That's a good pickup. They need him because the Pacers got too many injuries, man. They got the Pacers. If you talk about a team that may be cursed, bro, Pacers might be cooked, bro. They waived did they sign him and waive Matt McClung? I think I read that. Mitch could be used as part of an all-season trade for Giannis. The only problem BS10 is he gonna be a free agent. That's the only problem with the theory. I see the theory. I see it. But I think we got a chance to win, man. And if the Knicks win, I personally would still do the Giannis trade. I'm gonna keep it real. I still would do it. But I think they would forego it. I really do think that they would forego it. As far as you said, DeLon, I think he hurt. I think DeLon might have had an injury. I don't know. He had some type of brain injury. I don't know how long they kept him out for, but you know, at this point, we only got $100,000, so we wouldn't be signing him right now. If we were to get DeLon right, it would be like towards the end of the season because we don't got no money. I think at this rate, we hadn't even seen Jemison play the game yet. I was gonna say they may sign Jemison with that 100-something thousand late towards the season, but honestly, we hadn't even seen Jemison play yet. So I don't know how realistic that is. I think there's probably a good chance we just go with 14 guys. Fans Why says you done with Giannis BS. Nah, we can't be done with Giannis BS because if Giannis changes his mind at any point and says he wants to come to the Knicks, I don't think I say no to that, brother. I'm sorry. I know it's frustrating, but that is Giannis Antetokounmpo. You see what he's doing out there. If I had the opportunity to get that man on my team, by the way, salute to the fantasy team. My fantasy team, we got Giannis on there. He's leading the charge right now. I don't think I'm done with Giannis unless it's just never would happen. Unless the deal just completely fades away. But I like the way BS10 258 put that though. Because realistically, what am I doing? Realistically, we do got a caller. Hello, caller. State your name. Where you calling from?
Yo, it's JJ from Brooklyn. What's going on,
Hey,
man?
salute to my man JJ in the house, man. So you see, we got the topic. We got the topic, man.
Yeah.
How do you feeling about Mitch? Is it time for us to put the narrative of trading Mitch to the side? What say you?
All right. We know how impactful he is when he's on the floor, right?
Right.
When he's on the floor. So I'm still like on pins and needles whenever Mitch is on the court. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever he falls, I'm like, please get out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
So that it's always gonna basically be that way. I feel like with Mitch, where you're always gonna be nervous or waiting for something bad to happen. But you won't see me deny the fact that he's a very impactful player when he's on the court, when he's healthy. He's probably not even 100% right now. He's probably still getting in the groove and You saw what he did, outplayed Gobert.
Yeah.
He was, he
Wait,
had
hold on. When you say 100%, are you
Mhm.
saying health wise or just like
No, I
conditioning?
mean more, yeah,
Okay.
I mean like
Okay.
condition, like
Please,
just, yeah.
please. Gotta clarify that.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah. Well, probably both.
Oh Lord. Oh
Yeah,
man.
but listen, yeah, don't get it twisted. He's an impactful player. We know the things he could do. I still
Yeah.
wish he would kind of look at the hoop when he gets these offensive rebounds. He's always just
Right.
looking to kick it out. Like I wish by now he would have developed at least a hook or you know what I'm saying, a little something. There's still not much there, but
Yeah.
he could still impact the game. But we know what he does, the rebounding. We know this, the block shots, you know. So yeah, it's just about keeping him healthy. If you got to sit him every, back to backs, or I get it, because it's about the long game. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So whatever you
Right.
could do to keep him healthy, especially for when it matters most, that's what I'm a fan of. You know, so
No, I agree with
you
that.
know,
I just didn't want to
yeah,
start him. That was my always my argument. I didn't want
mm,
to start him because I felt like Towns is just better at the five. But
yeah.
Mike Brown's system, it doesn't even matter about your position because he got guys all over the floor. So there is no
He's never
position
gonna play huge minutes anyway. Like this whole season, I'll be
that
shocked if he ever plays more than like low 20s, to be honest.
right. And that's where
You
he
know?
needs to be at. I don't think he
Yeah.
should be over 20 minutes, period. And so it
No,
doesn't
no.
even matter if he starts. He's not closing the
Right.
game. We know that. And the way Mike Brown plays, his system is basically guys all over the floor. So
Right.
there is no position. You have 1 through 4 in center. Those are the only two positions. But when Towns, you see the adjustment with Towns, right? So Towns now is no longer in the corner. They got rid
Right.
of that. You'll never see that again. So even when Mitch is on the floor, Towns operates from the top of the key.
Right.
And
Right.
and and,
Right.
and then he's then able to attack how he wants to attack. And I love that. So if they
Hmm.
can do that and they pretty much separated throughout most of the game, it doesn't even matter if Mitch starts, you
Right.
know,
Right.
because
And
Mike Brown
mhm,
is putting him in a position to be successful. Go ahead.
right. And you brought up Cat. You brought up Cat. It's the one thing I wanted to say about Cat is I feel like he's been shooting the mid range a little bit more. I still feel like that's something I wish he would do like more
Right.
often. I feel like he rarely does it. I feel like that could open up his offensive game even more because at times it gets predictable with him. It's just like the drives or, just
Mm-hmm.
a pull up three. I feel like it becomes too predictable. I feel like he should shoot the mid range more. We know he could shoot threes, so why not just pull
Right.
up from 15, 17 feet? Like just think that would give the defender something more to think about, you know? So yeah, I
Right.
wish he would do it more because he doesn't do it often.
Mm.
I would like to see that a little bit more from him, you
Yeah,
know?
I think
So
you will because it's all about guys all over the floor, right? So
right,
you,
right.
and I said this before, right? And I was a little frustrated with it, but I knew I had to give it time because we saw flashes of it in preseason. Mike Brown's
Hmm.
system is about spontaneous, behavior, spontaneous guys all over the floor,
Right,
right?
right,
So it's to be unpredictable. It's to be in the flow of the game. It's to just react to what the action that's going on. It's not to have Brunson bring up the ball and then you're gonna set the screen right there, right? Sometimes it's Mikal bringing up the ball. Sometimes it's OG bringing up the ball. Then when Josh Hart comes in the game, he's bringing up the ball, right? Deuce
yeah,
McBride. So
yeah,
that's kind of where we are. So you're going to see a lot different, diverse things from everybody.
right,
And at
right,
first, I was concerned about it, but as we play more and more games, you start to see how the offense is flowing and it's getting better. And is part of it
right,
is it's hard to predict what these guys are going to do.
right,
It's hard
right,
to like you can't blitz Brunson anymore just by default.
right.
because one, he's not going to be in the same spot he was in the last play. He's not going to be bringing up the ball the way he did the last play. One
Hmm.
play is Mitch setting the screen. The next play is Towns. The next
Right.
play is so it's just confusion. It's a
Right.
way to keep the defense, off balance.
Hmm.
So so I
Yeah.
think I think Towns is
Yeah.
going to be even better. Go ahead.
Yeah. I agree. And listen, I feel like winning the last couple games the way that we did with Brunson, not being, killing it from, from the field, having 35-point games. I think that's a good sign, because like you don't want to just always have to rely on dribble, 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 ISO Brunson. At times, yeah, sure, at times we may need that, and that's cool. But it's
Right.
good to win when he's, you know, maybe inefficient or, it shows that we can win other ways, so
Right.
I
I
think
got a
that's a
stat
plus.
too. I got a
Yeah.
stat too. I'm gonna pull it up, but you can
Hmm.
keep cooking. Passing
Yeah.
stat, but yeah, I'm gonna pull it
Yeah.
up.
So, it's good. I like games where it's like 15 here, 13 here, 17 from him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's good. I like that more than one guy just getting 40 on 29, 30 shots. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's just a better balance, and I
yeah.
think that's what we will see, as we get along.
Yeah.
Like right now we're the fifth ranked offense. I
Mm,
realistically believe we will be number one. I
mm,
think that we right now we lead the league in catch and shoot threes, right? And we're averaging, I believe, 300 and I'm about to pull it up right now. I think it's 315 passes a game, which is like which is 35 more passes than we did all of last season. Last year we were 18th in passes with 281, and then now this year we're fifth in the league in passes per game with 315. So we see the
mm.
ball movement. Um,
Right.
that's one thing we haven't seen the pace yet. I mean, they played a little faster in recent games, but overall the pace is
Yeah.
not that much faster. But that's going to come. But in these last couple of games, you see them getting to them corners
Yeah.
fast. And
Yeah.
and 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 that's the
Right.
magic too. So even with a double big lineup, you can play faster because the philosophy, especially in the half court, is get to the corners fast.
Right.
That's the
Right.
philosophy. So yeah, Mitch don't gotta worry about that because Mitch ain't shooting no threes, right? But if I could get
No.
OG and Bridges there, right? And I could get Brunson, off a pick into an action for a paint and spray opportunity. Now we're getting shots up with 16 seconds left on the clock, 14 seconds left on the
Right.
clock. It's not Brunson dribble, 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 5 seconds left, dribble,
Right.
dribble again. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah, I love
Right.
it. I think that. So do you think that Mitchell Robinson, do you think that the Knicks are holding him back because they want to save him for a potential
Probably.
trade?
No, I think they're holding him back just to keep him healthy for the playoffs, to be honest. I
Right.
think I think I still wonder like how could we because Mitch, correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't Mitch as well as Deuce unrestricted free agents after the season, or am I wrong?
Not Deuce, but Mitch is.
Oh, Deuce has what, one more
Deuce
year
has one
then?
more year. Yeah,
Oh,
Deuce
okay,
has one more year.
gotcha.
We'll fact check it, but
Gotcha.
I'm pretty sure about that.
Yeah, because I
Because
think you might, yeah, I think you're right actually. Because I was gonna
I
say
studied the
like,
salary stuff.
yeah, I got you. Because I was wondering like, how could we sign both? Because Deuce is gonna get a pay raise.
Yeah.
He's on a huge bargain. Mitch, we got a lot of contracts we signed to huge money.
Right.
So, someone throws him a bag. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what team would throw him like a bag because, the injuries.
Right.
But if we could get him at a fair number, yeah, like, yeah, I just think it's all about
100%.
just keeping him healthy, for the playoffs. So if you got to sit him
Copy.
every few games or, what I'm saying, and back to backs, I got no issue with that. I got no issue
Copy.
with that.
Copy, man.
One guy
And
I
well,
want to give credit to real quick, Josh Hart.
yeah, go ahead.
I got on Josh Hart.
Oh,
I gotta
yes.
say, so let me say this. To me, with Hart, it's not about the stats. That's cool. He's hitting threes. I'm not counting on that. But what I was most mad about Hart was his defense was terrible. The last 3, 4 games, I have to give credit where it's due. His defense has been phenomenal. He had a play last night versus Edwards in the mid range. When I say he locked him down, clammed him up.
Yep.
That got me hyped. That one play. His defense has been superb the last few games. So when I get on someone, I'll do it. But when they deserve their props, I'll say you deserve your props right now. And that's one
Great.
thing I'll always do. I'm gonna give him his props right now. I think he's playing great. The points, whatever. But when you're playing defense the way he is and rebounding,
Mm-hmm.
you're
Mm-hmm.
good with me. So right now he's good with me. Right now.
That's what's up. No, that's what's up,
Yeah,
man. We
you know.
appreciate that, man. That's a great
Yeah,
segue. By the way, Deuce does
yeah.
have one more year after this.
Got you.
Just for the
Got
record,
you.
just so we're on point. I appreciate
Got
you,
you.
Joe JJ, man. Thanks for
Yeah,
the
man.
call, brother.
Appreciate it, man. Anytime, man. Have a good rest of the night, man.
All right, salute.
All right, man.
All right, that was my man JJ in the house. I do got another caller. Keep the calls coming, 646-995-8389. I'm trying to keep the calls to around 5 minutes. I'll let you cook for a little bit longer if you're cooking, but we do got the 5 minute rule in effect. By the way, salute to my man Coach in the building. Coach, you need to get into the fantasy leagues. There's some of you guys that are not active in fantasy. You got players that I need on your team, and you guys are not there for me to trade for them, man. I don't know why you guys don't want to trade for me in the fantasy, but it's all good. Let me get this other guy on the line. Keep the calls coming though, y'all. And salute to my man Mellow Mike. I see you in the chat. Hello, caller. State your name. Where you calling from?
Hey, buddy, it's Ron from Baltimore. Long time no
Hey,
speak.
oh, Ron from yeah, Ron. I lost all my numbers, but it's great to see you again. So I'm gonna lock you in, brother. How have you been? How's life?
Oh man, it's life's been good, man. I mean, just it's crazy how when you're a good team in the NBA, like the season it's never an off season because you got free agency, but
Right.
as painful as the ending was, the season was here, so I just try to catch my breath, obviously focus on my kids and get them in the right schools, but they're big Knicks fans as well, and we're all excited.
Nice. Salute, man. You see, like once you said big Knicks fans, I know you got them on the right path, man.
Yes.
Salute to that, man.
Yes.
Great stuff. I love hearing that, man. So talk to me, man. Tonight we talking about Mitchell Robinson.
Okay.
And Mitchell Robinson, he's a really polarizing figure. If some fans love him, some fans want him out of here. So I'm asking everyone tonight, is it time to abandon the trade Mitchell Robinson narrative? What say you?
For now, yeah. I mean, I don't want to trade him for now. I mean, that could change. I'd like to see. It's a very tricky question, but obviously I understand why this is always coming up, but I would like to see a healthy Mitchell Robinson in the playoffs with Mike in this system because we're playing differently. We've only, like last postseason, was Mitchell Robinson healthy? Yes, but the Knicks have changed, and you've talked about it, how they approach playing basketball games now. So I personally, I still think Mitchell Robinson gives the team flexibility because we can play Cat either at the 4 or the 5. And that's one of the things that I think I like about this team where I don't really want to trade Mitch because we have the ability to play Cat at the 5. I know the challenges that does defensively, but Cat can be a nightmare offensively if used properly. But we also have the ability to play big with Mitch at the 5 and Cat at the 4. So we have options.
Yep. Bingo. You hit it on the nail. And then part of the genius of Mike Brown is it really doesn't even matter what position you play in because he's moving everybody on the floor. And there's really just two positions, 1 through 4 and the center spot. So, Mike Brown has been making adjustments all year. So, yeah.
Right. And I think that's right. And I think that I think Mitch has shown in that the Cavs series we won and the stretches last year. I mean, I just think he can wreck a game. He can wreck a game,
Yes.
and he can
Yeah.
obviously, like, we all know that. Like we saw last night, I mean, he had 9 offensive rebounds in what, 18 minutes or 16 minutes?
Crazy.
I
Yeah,
mean,
16 minutes.
so, and I actually agree with the coaching staff of the. I don't. I care about the regular season from the standpoint of experimenting. I like what Mike Brown's doing. Try everything, different line.
Oh yeah.
That's the purpose of this. Like, that I go back to that Miami Heat game. Look, after it, I felt awful that we lost, but like I didn't want to overextend. If that was a Tibbs game, he would have brought Brunson back in, probably played him 40 minutes, and we
Yes.
may have won. We may have won,
Right.
but
May have won, but yes.
yeah. So like the Mitchell Robinson thing, I think I don't want to trade him. I think we all know what he's capable of, as long as you don't overplay him. And I think that's with this roster. I don't think you need to overplay anyone. I think we have enough
Right.
players, and
Yeah.
so I like keeping Mitch at 15 to 20 minutes a night. Sure, you want to ramp him up a little bit more to 25 minutes as we get closer to February and March before the playoffs. I'll listen to that, but
Right.
you want to protect him because
Right.
and the Knicks are smart enough to understand this. I know, as fans, we want all these guys to play as much as possible, but you got to treat Mitch differently, man. Just like his history, like you got to understand what the end game is here.
Yeah.
So I like it. I like what they're doing. I know some people don't, but I think it's smart.
Right. Yeah, and to give a quick contrast to your Brunson minutes thing, he played 33 minutes.
Yeah.
So it, like you said, under Tibbs it might have been 40, but to get the same result. So who's really doing a better job when you look at efficiency? Like quality over quantity, so to speak.
Mhm.
But so you brought up a good point about playing Mitchell Robinson 20 minutes. I agree with everything you said. I felt like he shouldn't have got no more than 20 minutes. And before I knew about Mike Brown's system, because I didn't really pay attention to his system like that when he was in Sacramento. But of course, now that he's with the team and I see exactly what he's trying to do, I agree with Mitch playing within that 20-minute range. Now, do you think that possibly, because we know Leon Rose, you do not survive the Leon Rose trade, Raf, if you don't have a contract coming into the season? Usually guys are committed or they're traded. Do you think that will factor into or that maybe be factoring into how he's being used? The super load management. We never seen a guy miss the first 4 games without a disclosed injury. Do you think part of it is to preserve for a possible trade, or do you think
No,
it's just okay? No.
I don't believe that. I don't believe. I mean, again, you never know, but I personally don't believe that. I don't know. Maybe it was just precautionary. Maybe he wasn't actually hurt, but he was so. I don't know. Like that was weird. I'm not gonna lie that was weird, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that they are like I believe they've taken the approach. They said, listen, he missed like what 60 regular season games last year. He played like
Yeah.
I think they came in regardless of what happened in the preseason where he didn't play. So I think they came in saying, look, we got to we see what Mitchell Robinson can do in a game or two doses. The
Right.
whole purpose of this regular season for this Knicks ball club, well, coming in, we got to add to the bench. We added to the bench. We created depth. We changed the coach because we needed to maximize the offense, play guys the right minutes so that everybody's fresh and to get the best chance of having a successful postseason. But their approach with Mitch was, look, other guys in the NBA are on load management that have injury history. We got to treat this guy a little bit differently just because
Right.
I'm not. I hate to say a guy is injury prone, but he is. He is like,
No, he is.
and there's nothing
He
wrong.
is.
There's nothing wrong. Like there's many guys that are like this, but what you have to do with a guy like this is you have to really take care of him and like really manage
Facts.
everything with him because he is an incredible basketball talent. Not many people can do what he does, but he can get injured in a second. So
Right.
the whole key to the season, man, is just like how good can we get offensively in this new system? Can
Mm.
we be at least middle of the pack defensively to good? And
Right.
can we get our whole full healthy team going into the postseason. And then look, you never know how things play out, but that gives us the best chance to do it. And you know, at the end of the day, I think you and I both know that we have a real shot, and that's all you can ask for.
Yep. Yep. I agree. I agree. And also too, Ron, just to add to what you're saying, I'll let you get your final word.
Yeah.
Like, I think that there is no target for Mitch that I could find, that makes sense at this point in time. So with that being said, and the fact that a lot of teams are capped out, so they can't even just absorb his salary, and the teams that can take his salary, they don't got nothing you want. So, like, what are we trading Mitchell Robinson for? He's the best offensive rebounder in basketball. He doesn't impact Towns' game at all, and mostly they're apart on the floor. So yeah, they start together, but if you like you said, the adjustment, if you need to play them more, you could just put them in there together. Like it's completely flexible. So, but
like
I'll let you get your final word, brother. I appreciate you calling up too.
No, of course, man. Of course. Like, this is important, man. This is a great show you have because you have the call-in number. I support everybody in the Knicks community, but I'm always going to support your channel because you're a good man. And let me just say this. I think also, again, with Mitch, everybody gets so crazy about who starts. Like, at the end of the day, you want the last 5 guys that you want closing that are playing the best in the game. That's a feel thing. Like, so Mitch starts the first 8 minutes of the ball game. Okay, he's not going to play the whole game. That's the whole purpose of having a full team. So,
Bingo.
But what we did see is when you overplay Mitch, I think there were times where Tibbs, even in that Pacer series, you saw Mitch got really tired and worn down, where his effectiveness went away. You got to give Mitch a blow. 7 minutes here, it's like 7 minutes. So just take care of these guys, man, because the way the game is played now, like even a Josh Hart last year, like I'm a Josh Hart guy. Look, I know he struggles shooting the ball at times, but
salute to Josh Hart.
Yeah, I've always defended him just because I still believe that he plays harder than a lot of guys in this league, and I understand he's deficient shooting the ball. We got a lot of other shooters. I still think Josh Hart. I like him coming off the bench at 25 minutes. I personally said that last year. And I think you need to keep Josh Hart fresh because I think he'll get all these guys. When you're fresh in the playoffs, you'll perform better. So I still think Josh brings a lot to the table. A lot of Knicks fans want him traded. Not to go on a tangent. Here's my final point for you, man. This is the final point. I think offensively, I love that we're shooting 43s a night. I think that's just today's NBA. Like I read a stat that we're now through the first 8 games, we are getting 10 more open catch and shoot threes than we did last year, which is great. So it tells you they're getting into the paint. It's not all Brunson. He's playing off the ball some. Bridges has looked great. We're getting into our offense earlier. I know you talked about that before I called on it, which is a great point. Like, everybody defines pace as like how fast you're playing. Sometimes they're slowing it down, but pace can even be in the half court, like how quickly you just get into your half court offense. So
yes,
I think that's good. Towns, I like the fact that they're, in order to win a championship, like you got to maximize all of the strengths that every player has. Like Towns, we didn't see much of him at the top of the key passing the ball, like getting assists. We didn't see that.
We didn't see that.
They're now putting the ball in his hands. They're doing dribble handoffs. Like, let Town occasionally find guys on backdoor cuts. I know he's not Jokic. I never said he could pass like Jokic, but Karl-Anthony Towns can pass the basketball.
He's definitely one of the better centers he's top 10, for sure, 100%. Probably top 5, but definitely top 10, 100%.
Yeah, I mean,
passing,
I think he's up there. I mean, I didn't go through each center, but like that's another way too, because what they do sometimes with these pick and pops with Brunson, they'll take it away, and it's hard sometimes to get Towns the ball. So if you get it to him quickly, that's one way to just have the ball in Towns' hands to start a possession. Like, and that's important because, to the problem last year, you remember some of the games last year where, like, why is Towns only have 2 field goals? Why is Towns not engaged? That solves that problem. If you get the more times you get the ball in his hands, the more times Towns is going to feel a part of it, and he'll try on defense. So the last point is Bridges looks awesome. OG,
Salute to
OG's
them.
yeah, OG's playing well. I mean, we know what OG is. That's another guy. Stay healthy, but
Incredible.
yeah, OG's played great. The one thing I'll just say with OG that I still think he can get better. I still think he can get better with the reads once he gets it to the paint. Sometimes he's a little off balance. But
Yeah.
it's okay. But like I'd rather him be aggressive. He's being aggressive. But there's sometimes on his drives, he does drive me nuts sometimes. Sometimes he gets a little off balance. But I have nothing to complain about. We are playing offense, a modern offense. We're shooting 43s. I think Brunson still can get better with Cat in the pick and pop game and the pick and roll. I'd like to see it more, but
Right.
we are a more balanced offense. And Deuce McBride's look great. And then the last thing I wanted to say is I think we're on, Jordan Clarkson, I think, is an important part of the team, just like getting into the paint, because everybody talks about Brogdon retiring. We don't have another ball handler. So that's fair. I mean, Bridges didn't look great, really comfortable bringing it up. He get a couple turnovers the other game. But,
Right.
you know, in the playoffs, they're going to like teams pressure full court. Brunson can do it sometimes. You don't want him doing it the whole time. So, like,
Right.
I think Clarkson could be that guy. So one thing I'm looking at times this regular season is, can we get a second ball handler? More, I know other guy. It will be a committee for now, and we'll see
Right.
maybe
That's what I
before.
was gonna tell you. Yep. Committee.
Yeah, it may be. But Clarkson to me has a skill set that he can handle it and get into that paint a little bit better than some of these other guys. I wouldn't necessarily say Bridges and OG are consistently able to do that. That they can't.
Right.
They do it at times. But Clarkson to me is more comfortable. I know he does some crazy things, but I don't
Right.
mind. I don't mind a crazy thing now and then when you can get me the paint into the paint. So
That's a fact.
I'm gonna let you go to let other callers go off and get excited, but it's a good team. I don't want to trade anybody. Let's just see. Here's the last thing. Let's just see how the regular season is going to tell us all we need to know. Let's see how we do these first 30, 40 games before the
Right.
trade deadline. Then we can revisit all these things, but we're now learning what works, what doesn't, what lineups work, what don't. And we're getting
Exactly.
information. That's why Tibbs honestly probably was a big reason why a lot of fans were upset.
Facts. 100%, man. Yo, great call, yo, Ron. I appreciate you, brother. I know you busy, being a dad and all of that. Hopefully, you call back.
They're all saying I had to get them to sleep early. I had to get them to bed because I didn't want to miss this. This is important.
See, Ron. See, people don't. That's why I do my shows at night. My kids are sleeping, so
Yeah.
it's easier for me to operate. That's why we do the
I
late night show.
I told my wife
man.
if I could get them to sleep, you got to let me make this phone call. So she understood.
That's what's up, man. Salute to the
All
wife,
right,
man. Y'all doing it big over there. I appreciate you, Ron.
Peace,
Hopefully,
man.
I hear from you again soon,
Absolutely.
brother. Take care,
Absolutely.
all right?
Take care. Bye bye.
All right. That was my man Ron from Baltimore. I do appreciate that call. Great call as always. He always drops a lot of great jewels. 646-995-8389. By the way, BS10258, you said if I want Randall, I gotta trade Donovan Mitchell. Come on, man. You know I can't do that. You know I can't trade Donovan Mitchell, man. Oh, salute to still Knicks fans in the house, man. Definitely go check out that This Week Inside the Knicks episode with me and still Knicks fans we did last Monday. It was a great show. We talked about the Bulls game, but we talked about a lot of different topics. We talked about Mitchell Robinson, and it was a really good show. Let's see. Yeah, JJ said Ron is dope. Yeah, Ron is dope, man. That's why I let him cook. I know I got the 5-minute rule in effect. It's not a hard rule. It's just I'm trying to get the calls out. I'm trying to make the calls go like Mike Brown's offense a little bit faster, and so I could get more calls up and move the show along. But great stuff in the chat. J2KNYC, is this the Star Report? No, but salute the Star. It's a great show. Let's see. Why do I got a feeling Ron's going to call? You said Ron is going to call? He just called. You missed his call, Yuri. He just called. JJ said, yeah, I know it ain't easy. Make Durant a topic, so I can call and say how big a mistake it was to. Nah, we moving past that. Duran is nice, by the way. He's also on my fantasy team. To my fantasy team. Oh, Ron from Still Nick fans. Hey, Still Nick fans could always call up. Oh, by the way, I'm glad you said that. I will be on Still Nick fans on Monday. 100% guaranteed. Catch me on Still Nick fans weekly this Monday. I forgot to say that in the beginning of the show. You know how we do it, man. Expect me to do more collab shows too. Like I want to introduce more collab shows, especially on the call up show. I want to start getting guys from opposing teams to call up, just so we can have a little spice. I really want to see where they're coming from, and if we have to debate a topic, you already know how I'm gonna hold it down. Just like that dude from Miami who called up trying to talk about, all y'all want to start. I told him. Because we play, I got my calendar here. I got calendars all over the place. But I got my calendar on this wall right here. And November 14th, Miami Heat is definitely circled. That is a team that, we need to get our lick back. I got a thing called the Revenge Tour in the journal, by the way. Oh my goodness, by the way, right? Well, this is a mock-up. This is not the real actual journal. I'm waiting for my official one to get here Monday. This is a mock-up that I created. Okay. And I just been working out of this. This is like a little mock-up, some stats, keeping track of like in here in the actual journal is going to be 30, about 20, maybe 5 to 30 stats you can keep track of. See that right there, boy? See that? So I'm on point. And you know what? I should show y'all. Nah, I might have to make that a members only join. I'm gonna do an unfiltered thought tonight. Got a couple of topics I'm gonna talk about. I might do 2 joints, but I'm gonna give y'all a sneak peek of how the 82 Nights Club looks too. So definitely join the membership. But the Revenge Tour is a stat that I track where, getting our lick backs in those games. So definitely. Matter of fact, hold on. No, never mind. I was gonna show y'all something else too, but yeah, I'm gonna say that for the unfiltered thought. Mellow Mike says Revenge Tour. I love it. Hey man, listen. When I play ball, Mellow, I'm not sure if you saw the Objective Fan Hoops video, Mellow Mike, but one thing I always do when I see somebody in the park, I'm like, wait a minute, you beat me. I owe you one. I'm always remembering who got me, so I call it the Revenge Tour. Yeah. JJ said he only pops up when we lose. That's facts, JJ. And I forgot he did call up before too. I just didn't remember because we got so many haters and trolls. Remember we had an Indiana fan. We had all types of people coming through here. We had Detroit fans. I don't be remembering who these people are. Especially if you don't call up all the time. He said that dude is a clown. Yeah, but you see how I got him? I'm getting ready. Matter of fact, probably someday this week, maybe the Wednesday or the Thursday, I'm going to drop that clip of him trying to call up talking about, oh, yeah, you guys are entitled. You guys want stars. How could a Miami fan tell me that? You had LeBron James, Chris Bosh, Shaq. All you guys got was superstar, not even just superstars. You got top 75. You know what I'm saying? Multiple MVPs. What are you talking about, dog? Yeah. Yeah. Nah, I'm going to post it. I'm going to clip it. And I'll probably drop that clip. I even got it. I got a sticky note on my calendar reminding me, you have to drop this clip. Yep. I straight schooled them. See, I'm a fan of the NBA. Like, right. Look, while we on the live right now, let me show you. While we on the live right now, I normally would have it on my computer. You see that? I'm side watching this game. I watch a lot of basketball, y'all. A lot of basketball. Not just Knick basketball. Every night. And I love the nighttime because, like I said, the family sleep. So I get to just vibe out. And if you got League Pass, the condensed games, the 10-minute condensed game, powerful. But the 45-minute condensed game, supreme. You get to watch the entire game in 45 minutes. if you can set aside like 2.5 hours, you could watch 3 games a night using League Pass. Yeah, I see that. I got it. Yeah, the Warriors getting whooped right now, but I feel bad though because Jimmy's on my fantasy team. Well, my fantasy matchup. By the way, JJP, are you here? JJP, you gotta set your fantasy up, man. My man JJP lacking on the fantasy right now. I'm demolishing him. Oh yeah, my fantasy team put in work today. No, not JJ. This is not JJ. I'm paying my man Sam. Sam, if you in here, you gotta fix up your team, bro. Yeah, yo, we dropped. I'm gonna tell you how many points we dropped too. We dropped 381 points right now and counting. Yep, but keep the calls coming. 646-995-8389. Voice your opinion. We're talking about Mitchell Robinson right now. A couple of other things too. I wanted to talk about the Knicks homestand. How long do you think this streak will last? I'm gonna keep it real. Let me pull up this Knicks schedule. I'm gonna keep it real, y'all. I honestly think that, and I'm normally, I'm objective, but I realistically think that we could win out. Brooklyn, I mean, that's not even conversation. Memphis, 100%. I think that's a victory. Ja Morant, they got beef. Orlando Magic, they looking like food. What do you want me to say? Like, we might go on a serious one, and we owe Miami. We not playing with Miami the next time we see them. So I think this homestand, man, I don't know. We might go on a serious home run. Remember, to all y'all who watched the 10 Key show or the 10 things I would like to see this season show I did, one of the things I said, 30 home wins. We off to a great start at home, boy. We get 30 home wins, man, it's going to be a problem. Let me see what you guys talking about in the chat. Coach says, Mitch is not the player I would be looking to move. We have 2 pillars we are built on. Offensive dominance at center, defensive dominance at center. Yo, and Coach, I'm going to say this, Coach. I agree. I don't see a trade for Mitchell Robinson. I'm not the biggest Mitchell Robinson starting fan, but I like Mitchell Robinson as a player. I never was somebody who was anti-Mitchell Robinson. You guys think because Trevor calls up and Trevor goes in that I agree with everything he's saying. I don't. I think that Mitchell Robinson is the best offensive rebounder in basketball. That's a fact. There's no debating that. The only problem is his availability. He's not there. And the way he's being utilized, I love it because even though he's starting, it's not like, even let's say he's starting and he's not having the best game, but because he's getting subbed out so quickly, it's like we get a new lineup in there, give a different look, and it's a whole different energy. It's like, it just makes sense to me. And then, when Mitchell Robinson comes in the game against the second unit, he's even more dominant. So it's just working, man. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. I don't see a trade target that makes sense. All the guys you want, you're not gonna get. It's not realistic. It's not gonna happen. So why are we even talking about trading Mitch? Now, if you're asking me whether or not the Knicks will trade Mitchell Robinson, that's a different one. I'm not sure about that. Not 100, because he still doesn't have his contract. So there's a good chance he could be traded by the Knicks. I'm not saying they are going to trade him, but without that contract, it's a great chance because Leon loves leverage. Don't forget that. He definitely helps on both sides, Coach. I agree with that. And also, he's looking at the basket. Uh-oh, we do got a special guest caller. Hello, caller. State your name. Where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Karan? This is Fritz.
Salute to Fritz, NBA economy in the house, brother. How's it going, man? How have you been recently, man?
I'm doing good. I'm just tapping in. I'm probably listening for like 5 minutes so far.
No doubt. So we talk about Mitchell Robinson. Did you want to chime in on that?
Yeah, I wanted to chime in because it's not always.
Okay.
I think people try to think of Mitchell Robinson. He's a Knick, and what's good for Mitch is good for the team. And right now, like, Mitch's competition just went off the board. Like when people were
Okay.
looking for defensive centers, offensive rebounders, it always this year it was Mitchell Robinson and Walker Kessler,
Oh, yes. I get
and
you. Okay.
it
Yes.
was 2 year. It was Danny wanted more than two firsts for Walker Kessler,
Right.
and it's basically like teams like the Lakers. He was trying to tempt them to pay more, or even us to pay more than what he was really worth. So
Right.
Walker Kessler was more valuable than Mitch because of age and because of like health history.
There you go. Yep.
And now
100%.
you take Walker Kessler off the board. Mitch is the only game in town.
Right.
So these teams that was looking, hey, Danny went 3 picks. Now Knicks are the only game in town.
Okay. I like that. I like that.
But
That's a
that's
twist. I
not
like that.
necessarily good for the Knicks because Mitch knows that he's the only game in town.
Okay.
So next
Okay.
summer, when Walker Kessler is supposed to be a restricted free agent, and
Right.
he's looking at $20-something million, that may not be there for him next summer.
Ooh. Okay.
But more money may be available for Mitch. And so Knicks have to
Okay.
really look at themselves and say, hey, are we going to pay
I
Mitch
like that
with the
angle.
prices that, um, you know, that price?
Mm-hmm.
But, a lot of people say, hey, we'll just rock out this year and then we'll figure out the summer. That's okay. And that up to a point. But
Right.
when Mitch walks away,
Right.
what are you left with the next 4 years when this run is supposed to be happening?
Bingo.
So can I get something? And now that something could be more than it was than before, can I get something now?
That's deep, Fritz.
And it doesn't
I ain't
have
gonna
to
lie.
be. It doesn't have to be. That something doesn't have to be another Mitch.
Right.
Like I think people are like, hey, but what you gonna give me? It doesn't have to be another Mitch. It could be something else that you needed, and you just got to patch it up.
Mm.
We signed a 2-way that shows that he could be valuable. He could
Okay.
be serviceable. Nobody's gonna
Right.
be
Serviceable.
Mitch.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna be Mitch.
Right. Nobody's
But
gonna be Mitch. Right.
but defenses isn't like our signature anymore. It's not Tibbs.
Right.
It's not a
Not Tibbs.
signature
Yep.
anymore. So like you have
I
to think
like it.
about I have an opportunity. We may have an opportunity if they do the right trade. They have the
Okay.
opportunity to stay under the second apron. If they do the right trade, they'll have an opportunity to be under the second apron. If
Mm.
you keep it, Mitch,
Are you saying for next season? You saying?
for next season.
Okay.
But right now, you keep it, Mitch. There's no way you're gonna be under the second apron.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I
100%.
think it has to be more strategic than saying, can I get another Mitch or not? Like there's
Right.
more factors than can I get someone better than Mitch? Like you're not gonna get someone better than Mitch, but I may bought myself 2 years. Like I
Right.
might, you know what I mean? I might be able to buy myself 2 years.
You see, you're saying something that the average fan,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that they understand. That now there may be a market of teams throwing things towards you. Of course, it's not going to be the 3 first round picks that Ainge or the 2 first round picks Ainge wanted, right?
Mm-hmm.
But especially if Mitch continues to look the way he's looking and he doesn't get an injury, there's going to be teams lining up. And so at this point, does Leon Rose do something he never really done, which is allow a guy to go into the offseason and lose all of his leverage? See, that right there is it makes me kind of like still 50-50 whether or not Mitch is going to get traded,
Yeah.
right? And
Mitch is sitting pretty. Like
he's sitting pretty. No, he definitely is. He's definitely sitting pretty.
he has the leverage over the Knicks. And the Knicks put
Exactly.
a situation where like fans are like, hey, I don't even care. Fans are talking about I don't even care if you play half the games.
Right. Yeah. Right.
That's such
Right.
a low
No, yeah,
bar.
the fans don't care. Yeah,
That's
the fans don't care.
That's such a low bar for Mitchell
Very low.
Robinson.
Very
that
low.
They literally could play health management, risk, injury management, whatever that is.
Load management.
And still
Yep.
he can come out next year and say, give me 20.
Right. That he definitely will. Especially, you got to think, right, Fritz? If the Knicks win the championship, right, everybody pays going up. If you is in the rotation, you're going to get paid. It may not be by the Knicks, but it will be by somebody. You are going to get, that's just the way it works, right? So, are the Knicks protecting and preserving Mitchell Robinson for a potential trade? You think that is that a little back end kind of sinister plot to like, hey, we may have to move this guy because we won't be able to come grips to a contract. Yep. So do you think that the part of that is there?
Well, I think the Knicks have always been smart about it. They don't have it like, we're going to do one thing. Like even when certain players they've traded, they've waited for something they've wanted. They like, I want XYZ, and the opportunity comes along and they get it. Like it isn't, I'm gonna kick Randall out the door no matter what. Let me see what I can get. It was
okay.
We've wanted this player for a long time.
A target.
We've had a target. And if the right price comes along, we'll do it. Eventually, a situation happened where, they're probably more motivated than they were before. But they're not just gonna kick Mitch out the door just because, we don't want Mitch. No, they're sitting on something they want. Like there's certain
it's strategic.
Yeah, there's a certain scenario come along, or the right guy comes along. Okay, we'll do a trade, but we're just not gonna do it for the sake of, just throwing some out the door. Like I don't think that's gonna happen. I think if certain people become available, and Mitch is probably available, if certain people, certain people hit the market, if the price is right. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. That makes sense to me, and I'm really curious to see, what they do, because there may be a target. Maybe we're waiting for December to hit, because that's when more guys are eligible to be traded. And we'll see from there, or maybe they really want to see what Mitch can do before they commit to him, because they know that next year the Knicks, especially if we win a championship or we go to the finals and he's playing, let's say he plays 60 games and he's there the whole ride, he's going to get paid next year. I'm sorry, y'all. Is it going to be by the Knicks or is it going to be by somebody else? So, it's a really interesting scenario.
Yeah, and the Knicks aren't necessarily boxed in. Knicks can still sign him throughout the season.
Right, like, yeah. It could get done. The deal could get done. Yeah, we're not taking that's off the table.
It isn't like the Knicks have boxed themselves into trade or let him walk. Like they can literally sign him tomorrow if they wanted to.
Nah, facts.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Now you're on the money with that, man. Damn, I mean that's a good perspective, man. You brought an interesting perspective that I don't think none of us hit tonight, and I appreciate that, man. Do you got anything going on with the NBA economy, man, that you like to share?
I probably have to do a show. I probably got to do a Josh show this weekend. Just nice. NBA content. Probably put like 5 scenarios out there for Ja.
Okay, I definitely want to check that out because that's a
Yeah.
very interesting.
There is a job scenario for like a New York job scenario, and I'm like, uh, I know people are gonna give me heat for it, but yeah,
Oh wait, you saying the Knicks?
I like, hey, like,
Oh, okay. I'm curious to see what
what
that
I'm thinking
is.
is, if the price is right, the price is right.
I'm telling you right now, Memphis just kind of indirectly or directly shot themselves in the foot because once you put it out there, you don't want a guy. Now teams they're not going to be giving, they're not going to throw the kitchen sink at you because they know
Yeah,
that you want to move them.
yeah, yeah. I saw my guy Scoop B was like, he's heard like somebody in the know. Like when the way he described it, it was like someone real close, like his dad or something. Like he heard from
Hmm.
somebody like close that
Right?
he wants to stay. But at the same
Really?
time, you don't talk like the way he talked. He even like quotes which call he said, "Oh, I don't love basketball anymore." Like how you quote that quote, knowing where that quote come from?
Exactly.
That was get me out of Miami.
Mm.
That was get me out of Miami for what's his name? And
Butler.
like, yeah, you don't just start quoting like that. You don't not only throw the coach under the bus, you throw the coaching staff under the bus, and at no point you gave an apology. Like, to this day, no apology.
Wow. Yeah, interesting
Not only for
stuff.
the effort, but for like the blow up. You say, hey, you know me? Oh man, I was just talking. Something like that to smooth it over. Nothing.
Wow.
Like, that's
Interesting. So
crazy.
I'd be looking forward to that. When you gonna do that? You gonna do it live or you gonna pre-record?
You know what? Man, it's just been a hectic time. I might do it live. I might do it live.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we definitely be tapped in, man. I
Hmm.
definitely. I'm curious to see what these scenarios are, man. I do appreciate your call. If you ain't got anything else to share, I do appreciate your call, my brother.
Oh, no problem. No, just looking forward to these games. Like we gotta. Yeah, I'm waiting to see what we're shaping into. Like
Looking
where everything
good.
shakes out.
Yep. I'm confident. I think it's gonna be awesome, brother.
Yeah, because like I said last year, like the Knicks could have scored like 120 a game last year. And there's
Easy.
like people who looked at the team. There's Knicks absolutely could have scored 120 a game
Yep.
last year. And then not now, I think you can look at it and it's like, yeah, that was realistic. Like we had like an absolutely 137 last game, and nobody
Yep.
scored over 25.
That's crazy. That's balance.
Yeah, nobody scored. No one scored 25. JB thought he had a bad game.
Yep.
Like you see his 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 body language.
Yep.
Like he was upset at the game he had,
Yep.
and it's
That's that
like,
mama mentality right there, though.
yeah. So it's like, oh, like yeah, this could be something. And Mitch had like he had like another like dominant performance, but you can't. Yeah, I think the more the more Mitch breaks himself away from the pack, the harder it will be to keep him.
Facts.
And I think like how I said, oh, Knicks signed him at one point. At one point, you reach that Brunson Dallas point where Dallas is like midway through the season. Oh no, let's make a deal.
Mm-hmm.
And Brunson was like, nah, I'm good. I'll wait till the summer.
I'm good. Yep. And
And
see,
Mitch could
and
be in that same point too. Like
exactly.
mid-season, Nick say, hey, we got 15, 16 million for you. and Mitch could say, "Nah, I'm gonna go get me. I'm gonna go get me 20 something."
Yep. 100%. And somebody gonna give it to him because we got 10 teams they say that's gonna have significant cap space. So,
Hmm.
Jordan Clarkson's gone. Yeah, I mean, anybody who didn't get paid this year will have an opportunity if they perform to get paid next year. So
Yeah.
that's how it's gonna work,
Hmm.
man. But I do appreciate you, Fritz. I'm gonna hit you up behind the scenes too, to talk about doing something together because I have some ideas.
All right. All right. All right. Well, hopefully everybody hits that like button, taps in.
Definitely smash the like button. Let's
Yeah. And
go.
we need some more callers, man. We need some more
I'm
callers.
trying to I'm trying to make the call short so we could get these guys up here.
Yeah.
Definitely could hit the call 646-995-8389. I want to hear your opinion.
All right. I'll catch you later, Karam.
All right, salute, brother.
All right.
Right, that was Fritz from the NBA Economy. Definitely check him out. We see the call starting to pour in. We do got another call. Hello, caller. State your name and where you're calling from.
This is the Trev, Queens,
Hey.
Brooklyn.
Ooh, Queens, Brooklyn, Queens in the house. Hold on, before I let you cook, I want to say this. I see we got, some activity in the chat. If we get the likes up and we get the chat up to 35, I'm going to give away some memberships tonight. But what's up, Trav? Talk to me. You know what we're talking about. Your man, Mitchell Robinson. Is it time for us, for Trevor, for you to stop it with the trade Mitch narrative? What say you,
No.
sir?
Just go right back to the previous caller, like
Okay.
I've been saying all along. Mitch is going to get paid. Mitch wants to get paid.
Right.
We don't have a choice right now. If he shines, you know what? We wouldn't be able to afford him because he's going to go in the open market.
Right.
So that's one there. Also, you got to sell high, like I always said.
Yes, you always say that. Sell high.
Everybody was crazy but Randolph. And I keep telling them, Randolph will get you points. But you got to get rid of him for the team to get better. And I would like to ask anyone, did the team get better?
Let's go, Trav. Let's go.
This is simple stuff.
Yep.
It's not what you like, it's what you need. Forget your likes. There's a lot of, I love Quickly. Guess what? Is OJ, what's his name? Is OG better for the team?
I would say yes.
But this is what I'm saying. So forget your likes. It's what you need. We want to win. We want to win the big prize. And there's some things you got to do is painful. That's all it is. Nothing personal. I requested 2 baskets from Mitch, a quarter. Maybe some people think I'm crazy. I'm not asking for 5. I'm asking for 2 in any form. A basket, 2 free throws. It's the same points.
Okay, I hear that, but you don't think he did that the last game because he only played 16
Oh,
minutes.
the last 2 games, he was excellent.
Okay. Salute
Right?
to that. You gave him his props. That's one thing about you, Trav. You will give the props. I got to give that to you.
And that is why we need to sell while we got it.
Right.
Let it be. It's okay. We had him for 6, 7 years now going on. Right? We want to make that the next step. And
Okay.
and if a young guy right now would like to come to the Knicks, a younger guy, I would say, or better center, who's trying to get to the next step also.
So who is that guy that you would want that you would say is the next up and coming center that you should trade Mitch for? Because that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, we will never get a 1-for-1. When I said it, we'll never get a next Mitch. We'll get something close. But we really need beef up front, which is the power forward.
Okay. You said you don't think Yabu can handle it? Or he's not gonna get the
Off the
opportunity?
bench.
Off the bench. But you saying you want a starter with Towns.
Yes.
Oh, got you. So the one guy we've been talking about is Stewart then from the Pistons.
Right.
But they're not gonna do the deal.
But here we remember we are flexible now. The team is very flexible now.
Right.
And this is the time we got Danny Ainge right where we want him. His big guy is out. His big guy is out for the year.
Okay. All right. I like the way you're going. Let's hear what
He's out for the year.
All right. I'm in Utah right now.
Nobody's going to give him 3 first-round draft choices.
Okay.
All right? You have to come right back down. Come on.
Right. Yeah, that's wild. Nobody's doing that.
Right. So we got little pieces that we could give him.
So right now, looking at so now Kessler's gone. So you saying you want to take Kessler for next year?
Yeah.
And so you're willing to give up Mitch for Kessler, and how you packaging the deal? Because Kessler makes about 4.8, Mitch is making about 13.
Right.
So you still gonna have to come up with
somewhere there.
Oh no, I'm wrong. Let me
16,
slow it
right?
down.
Mitch is making 16?
The numbers are fine. I was gonna say no. What I was gonna say was you have to come up with money to match cap, but they got 10 million in space, so they could do Kessler straight up for Mitch. They don't need nothing else in the deal.
Right. Because they're gonna get Mitch and they're gonna flip Mitch. That's Daddy Ainge. They're not gonna keep him. They're gonna flip him.
Okay.
So you're given to get.
Okay.
Remember, we don't need an even match. We don't. We need a piece that fits.
Got you. Okay.
Right? And remember, Leon
Mm-hmm.
Leon never makes a trade just for this year. He makes a trade for 2, 3, 4 years down the road.
That's a fact.
So?
Okay. So
I'm not crazy anymore. Deal. Yeah, I'm not crazy anymore. Right?
Well, I would say you've never been crazy, but yeah.
You see,
oh my goodness.
You can't depend on what you like only. Is a lot of variables. Is what you like, what you can realistically get, and how you're gonna do it.
Right.
Time, when you're gonna do it.
So do you think right now the Knicks are preserving load managing Mitch the way they are because they are planning to trade him? So they don't want him to get hurt? Do you think that's part of the process?
Of course. Because if Mitch decides he's not going to sign a contract, we're going to lose him for nothing.
Bingo. Yeah. That's a reality. That is a reality. And we got 10 teams next year that are going to have significant salary cap space.
Of course.
So, yeah.
Guys, think about it. Mitch is gone.
Wow.
Just like I said, Randolph is gone. Mitch is gone.
Wow.
It's a no-brainer. Now we got a guy in the G League who we played sparingly. What's his name? Jameson, the third, the second, right?
Jameson the third, I think. Yep.
Right. He got a style almost like Durant from Detroit.
I like Durant from Detroit too.
Oh man, I love him from the first day I seen him in the draft, right?
Yep.
Which the Knicks got and they traded him or something like that.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yep. That's exactly. Yep. We traded him. Yep.
And I saw that and I said, Lord, what are they doing? Right. But that's all right.
That
But we
was
got
tough.
one now. Jameson is right there. Remember, think about this. We got a better coaching staff right now.
Yes, we do.
I saw Jameson play, and I said, "Whoa, we got lucky." So I think we're hiding him in the G League. I think that's what we're doing. But
Okay.
remember, this time of the year, we are doing we're filtering out some players that we don't need.
Copy.
See, this is
I
easy
got you, man.
stuff. Because
Hey,
they should have had Jameson up on the main team right now. But they
okay.
stuck. They hide him away, right? And then most likely they're gonna bring him. Even we don't really need him to start. We need him to come off the bench, give us 12 minutes. See? And if
Okay.
we get a competent power forward, bingo.
Okay. You know what? What you're saying, it definitely makes logical sense, man. I'll let you get your final word because I do got some more callers, T. I do appreciate you, man. You know why I appreciate you too, T? Because you
Yeah.
gave Mitchell Robinson his props. You said the last 2 games he's did a little bit better, but he still got to get up out of here. We can't be mad at that.
Yeah, he did a lot better. In other words, Mitch, what I'm seeing Mitch is doing, Mitch is playing for his money right now.
Yes. Bingo. Nobody said that. I'm glad you said that. I was going to get to that. Yup, he's definitely playing for his money. 100%.
What happened the last time when he signed and got his money? What happened the last time?
He was
He
balling
was,
out.
but after he got the money.
Well, then he had some injury. Then there, da da da. So
So
yeah,
conveniently, you're balling out again, right?
yes,
Remember what I always said? Watch a player's body language.
right.
I always tell you that. Watch
You
his
always
body
said that. Yep.
language,
Watch it.
right?
Yep. You said that.
Mitch is balling out to get his money.
Mm.
Technically, Mitch wants to go back home. Haven't you seen that? He ready to
Really?
go back to Louisiana, New Orleans. Come on.
Oh man. Well, I see now. See now you're up my alley. On the way out, hold on, T. There's some players on that team that I
Yeah,
would like. So I'm gonna pull them up because that's an interesting team right there because they definitely could use a center. I know they got that young boy Eves Missy. He ain't
right.
about that life. He ain't ready. Pelicans for sure. They definitely could use something different because they're struggling right
Right,
now. And so honestly, this kid, dude, he makes too much money though. I forgot he got paid, but I want this kid Trey Murphy, man. If
right.
I could have got Trey Murphy, bro, deal is done. But
For,
he getting paid though. It's not gonna work.
for now, remember the whole deal is this. We got competent people in the front office.
Yeah.
So their whole game is patience, right?
Right. 100%.
And you see the difference in coaching? He's sitting
100%.
down, he's sitting down some of the major players. Look at times that he's sitting Bronson and he's letting other people pick up the slack.
Yep.
And I tell you the turning point of this early season is when Bridges called out OGN and Townsend not coming
Yeah.
back.
Yep.
We don't have anybody on the team that calls out anybody.
Mm.
See? What happened as soon as he called them out? They sat
Started
together,
deep. Yep.
they trash it out, and we played out of our minds. See?
Fact.
There it is. We just
All
need
right,
one
T.
small change is coming. Patience guy. And we got the right coaching staff. We got the right coaches. He's playing people regardless of of how they feel. He sat Hart down when Hart was pissed, but guess what? Hart came back and started to play, right?
That's a fact.
See? So that's what we need. We don't need favoritism here. We need, hey, guess what? You do it, or it's going to be done to you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yo,
So
T, I
we
hear you,
good.
man. You know I appreciate you as always, man. I look forward to your call next week, and we'll be watching to see if Mr. Robinson's up out of here. All right.
But yeah, but take time. It's not a rush to get him. It's not a rush.
Right.
It's when the team is ready to soften a little bit.
Right.
Then we're gonna trade him. But it's gonna be before the trade deadline.
Copy. All
Because we
right,
can't
T.
afford. We're gonna lose him otherwise. We're gonna lose him. Mitchell's gonna go for his money.
All right. All right, T. Cool. I got this other caller. Let me get him on here. Hello, caller. State your name. Where you calling from?
It's Keith from ATL. What's going on, brother?
Hey, Keith from the ATL in the building, man. I seen you calling. I said, yo, I got to get my man Keith on the line. How you been, brother? Hopefully life has been good to you.
Yeah, busy. I still listen. I just don't do a lot of calling. I just wanted to call in on this. It's gonna be quick because I gotta get up in about 5 hours and get up out of here.
I know.
So
I was trying to get you up here. I saw you. I'm like, I got to get my man up in here. But T was cooking. But you see, I'm moving the call. I'm moving the calls faster because I want more calls to call in. So keep the calls coming. 646-995-8389. The Knicks call-up show. But go ahead, Keith. I know you got to run.
now, if you remember during the off season when we was talking, I said this exact scenario was gonna happen. And I hate it. I truly hate it because I knew this was gonna happen. There's several different things in play. Like Trevor said, this is a contract year, so we all know all NBA players, they always seem to get that little extra bit of, pep in their step always during the contract year. It is it's going to work against him that he conveniently or inconveniently has been hurt in all non-contract years. He's been pretty much hurt.
Right.
So I think that's gonna affect his pay rate for next season. I do think there's a couple of teams that's gonna go ahead and shoot for the moon and will give him 20 million. And if that's the case, we're not gonna be able to keep him just because I don't think unless we do a Boston move, which would require us winning a chip and in such dominant fashion where Leon says, nah, we're not breaking this up. We're running this whole thing back. It would have to be a dominant type playoff run in order for Leon to say, screw the second eight and be damned. We bringing them all back. We bringing the band back together. It would have to be an amazing postseason run for something like that. But history has also showed us that Leon, who's been extension eligible that wasn't extended, that he did not trade.
Bingo.
Not one player that's been extension eligible that he did not give the extension to made it through the season.
That's a fact.
Not one. So Mitch will be the first if he makes it. I'm kind of on board with the maybe bringing in Jemison a little bit, and if they're gonna get rid of Mitch for that big wing we need.
Oh yeah, I would love it
if we could find something like that.
If we could find him somewhere around the world, somewhere get that for. Honestly was the Stewart kid.
If we can't get Murphy though, he got a teammate that wouldn't be bad here either, Herb Jones.
Okay.
Now he's not the scorer that Murphy is, but he's definitely the defender that he's on. If he's not, he's probably a little better in my opinion defensively than Trey Murphy.
No, he's definitely better defensively than Trey Murphy. Trey Murphy's not a bad defender, but Herb Jones all NBA defense.
Herb. Now that if we could somehow swing if Mitch ends up wanting, if the New Orleans scenario is legit, I would take a Herb Jones. It probably would fit a little bit better salary wise too. I'm not sure. I'm not looking at what he makes. I'm sure.
His salary. Because I got the research mode. So he's making $13.9 million. So they'll be able to finagle that.
Match up pretty good.
Yeah, and then also he's only averaging 9.9 points per game, but 29 minutes. I take that, but he's shooting 45% from three on
Yeah,
4 attempts.
yeah,
Yeah, I
and
think I might do that deal.
he's locking down, number ones on the opposing team. So for if we
Yeah,
can't, if Trey Murphy got paid, we're not gonna be able to get a Trey Murphy without adding way more than Mitch to get Trey Murphy. But a Herb Jones, I think Herb Jones would fit in quite nicely if we could move something like that. I'd be just fine with something like that. His size, his defensive ability, and his 3-point shooting, I think would fit in perfectly here. But I'm Mitch Hyde, so I'm gonna hate to see him leave. But it's in my opinion, I'm kind of on board with Trevor. It's pretty
6'8".
much inevitable.
Yo, I mean, Herb Jones is I mean, we talked about him last year too.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
definitely a solid candidate. His salary next season is only $14 million. Even though we will be in the second apron, I think that
It's
if
a
the
lot
kid is
easier
balling,
for them to get rid of what 200,000, which is what it would need to be, which is the salary that we need to cut in order
hmm
to drop back under the apron.
right? Yeah, yeah. I mean, he only had the one injury year, which was last year. But every other year he's been playing well over 60 games.
Yeah,
So
and he's all NBA defensive team
all NBA
or
defensive team.
honorable mention pretty much the last 3 seasons.
I don't know what he's shooting out of the corner, but if he's shooting 45% from three,
Well, that's pretty
damn.
much where he's shooting from, though. I mean,
That's
if
pretty
you
much where
look
he
at
should. Okay.
that he's the 3 and D guy on the team. He hangs out in the corner. He doesn't really
Mm,
have a good offensive game, but he can shoot the three.
you know what, Keith? I wouldn't. Now that I think about it, I like Herb Jones a lot. I wouldn't be mad at it, bro. I wouldn't be mad at it,
For the
cause
for what we got going, I
man,
think it'd be a perfect fit.
cause think about the perimeter defense now. Like you talking about Wingstop? It's like Wingstop 2.0 now. You got
On
another
steroids, man.
on
You could
steroids, cause
you could literally go with a defensive team with OG playing five and spread
yeah.
them boys out all the way to deuce and just say, okay, nobody's eating tonight.
I like it. You know what? Hey, New Orleans, you
Situational
need to.
defensive stop, last 2 minutes of the game, you need some stops. You
I'm
replace
with it.
Cat with him.
You know what? I wouldn't be mad at it because Cat, he's proven to be durable, and all he needs is a backup five.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
you
we've
got
got a couple of them.
Jamison,
We got
right?
Jemison,
Yeah,
we got Porty.
put him out there. Put him out
Throw
there.
him out there.
Throw him out there. And Mike Brown's system, constant movement with guys. Hey, yo, Keith, you might have gave me a trade, y'all. I might be leaning on the Mitchell Robinson up out of here trade. I
I'm
might
just
be.
saying, the history ain't looking real good for the longest tenured Nick to make year 8. It ain't looking good, or year 7, excuse me. It ain't looking good just because of the past history and his injury history, the way he's playing right now, the sell high factor, all of that. It's just
You know what,
more
man?
I'd be more surprised if he made it past February than not.
Wow, because now I'm thinking about Herb Jones, and you really got my wheels turning because we spoke about him before. It's just
Yeah.
I didn't, I wasn't thinking about him. Partially, I think it probably because of the injury too from last year. I think that's why he kind of fell off the radar. But honestly, this kid's shooting 45%, y'all, in this
Yeah,
paint and
and it's
spray
not an
system.
aberration. If you look at him for the last few seasons, that's what he does. Is
He
shoot threes.
gunning, and he's shooting 4 point some a game. So it's not just like one. He's getting them up there. So
in New Orleans,
guys, I
and they're
wouldn't be
down
surprised.
Zion. They don't have a center. They're down
They got the
Zion
young boy.
right now.
Exactly, and they down Zion. They could use a
They
Mitchell
have no
Robinson.
first round pick this coming up because they gave it away. They gave it to Atlanta. So Atlanta's got their first rounder this year. I know because my son reminds me every night he's looking at what the Pelicans do just because Atlanta owns their pick. So
Wow. So what did they get from Toronto? They didn't get a pick for
they
Ingram?
did that in the the DeAndre Murray, the Murray trade. They
Right.
said,
I
and
forgot
that's
about
2
that.
years in a
Yes.
row. That's 2 years
Oh
in a
my
row. New
God.
Orleans is throwing away their first rounders. But either way, anyway, yeah,
They
they got that
wildin',
for
bro.
for Murray.
Damn, they wildin', bro.
So they definitely trying to win because they have no pick coming. So if it gets to a point where they're saying, okay, well it's a lost season, they're gonna start dumping folks to get back in the draft, or at least to get some picks to rebuild with. Zion's probably done. That's the 20th hamstring injury in 5 years.
Yeah, that's bad, bro. That's bad. You see Ant-Man struggling with his little hamstring, and
Yeah,
he not 300 pounds or whatever
exactly,
Zion weigh. So,
exactly.
damn,
So,
bro.
and that Ozempic ain't work.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. My man Keith may have convinced me, man. I might be on the trade.
And it's a train that I don't even want to be on, dog. I'm Mitch Hyde.
I didn't want to
I
be
don't
on it
even want to be
either.
on the train. But if there's only a few people in the league that I would say, first of all, that's reasonably, or reasonable, obtainable, because the
Yeah.
person's it's got to be a realistic trade.
No, that is
And
a realistic trade.
that's what I'm saying. That's one of the most
That is a
realistic
realistic
trades that I can actually think of around the NBA. The Walker Kessler deal, that's ridiculous.
That's not.
Leon's not going to do that for a player. Mitch isn't going anywhere for a lateral move either. It's going to
Nah.
be something that's going to benefit the Knicks. It's not going to be another deal where we get another Bogdanovich
Right.
just to keep a $20 million salary space open.
Right.
We're
Yeah,
done
that's
with
not happening.
those. If he gets rid of Mitch, it's going to be for an upgrade, a part of another person that's going to be in the rotation this year and next.
And
It's
the
not
next.
going to be for a rental. It's not going to be for a rental player, and it's not going to be for picks or nothing like that. It's going to be for somebody that can come in to help us get a chip this year. Otherwise, we might end up just rolling the damn dice with Mitch until the
I can't see it.
I just can't see that either. That's what I'm saying. I can't see that.
I tried to put the end to
the.
I tried to put the end to the narrative, right? Like Mitch is, he's been doing good. And the reason why I was trying to put an end to it, because I didn't see Herb Jones. I didn't think about him. I'm gonna keep it real. I really didn't think about him. Maybe because of the injury. Sometimes you get caught up with what's going on in the present. And it's like, oh, he was injured, so I'm not even thinking about it. But now, he honestly, you talk about deep. First off, you put him there with OG and McCall.
And in the
do you know how crazy your lineup? Like, first off, your defense gets. Mitch defense. We know Mitch brings defense, but on the perimeter,
D, it goes up 3 or 4 notches with that,
bro.
Because now we may not be a very good 48-minute defensive team, but with that, with the Herb Jones on the team, we could be. We don't have to be that. We could just be a very good situation. What we got to be is a good situational defense.
That's it.
You don't have to be the best defense in the league. You just got to be able to get stops when you need stops, and we have the personnel to do that.
And then look at it, right? We putting up 137 points like it's nothing.
Yeah.
The offense is going to be with you now. You add Herb Jones 10 points.
We stay 5 out with Herb Jones. It doesn't change the offensive alignment or structure at all.
At all. Man, it'll make us even more dynamic, more dangerous. Now you really can't blitz. I'm running pick and roll all day with. I'm just going to tell Towns, hey, don't do nothing stupid. Don't lean into them. Don't flail your arms. Just set us regular screen.
Pick and roll all night long, and it's going to be from several different people setting it with you.
And you ain't gonna get blitzed at all. There's not gonna be no blitzing because we got nothing but shooters all over the place. These guys all shoot 40%.
There's nobody to leave. There's nobody to leave the double off of.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, Keith. You got that one, man. I'll let you get you. You want to say anything? I don't think you need to say anything else. I think you killed it tonight.
That was it. I was going to end with that. So y'all have a good night. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm gonna go back to listening and keep doing what you're doing, bro.
That's fire. Salute to you, Keith. I appreciate it.
No problem.
All right. All right, that's my man Keith. Yo, honestly, y'all, I didn't think y'all would give me a great trade proposal, but that is a great trade proposal. I know y'all love me. I don't want to look in the chat right now. Right? I don't. Oh, by the way, if we get one more view in the chat, I'm giving away 5 memberships. Let's go. We get one more. I see it. I hit that like button. Continue to smash that like button. Salute to everybody that's joined. I just see my man FS Wisdom in the house. Salute to y'all, man. The disrespect is unfair. How's that disrespect? Salute to my man Nick Yak. How is that disrespect? Can you call up and tell me 646-995-8389? He said that call gets a 1 out of 10. But Nick Yak, you can't tell me that that's not a good trade. I didn't think that I honestly, I'm gonna keep it real. Nick Yak, I was riding with you. I didn't think that there would be a good trade target. So that's why I was like, yo, we might as well just keep Mitch and hopefully we can sign him for the low. You feel me? But I ain't gonna lie, man. Yo, you know how they say once you see something, you can never unsee it again? I saw this, right? I saw this. This brother's averaging 10 points a game. He's shooting 45% from 3. That's really all I need to see, bro. I don't really care about nothing else. He's 6'8", and he's all-NBA defensive team. So now we're talking about getting 3 all-NBA defensive team wings in the lineup together. Do you know how powerful that is? They could take turns guarding SGA. I got him. No, I got him. No, I got him. I ain't gonna lie, yo. I can't act like I didn't just see this trade proposal, and now I'm thinking about it all night. This is crazy. So FS Wisdom says, nah, Jameson ain't it. But I do think they made a great case for Herbert Jones. Nah, listen to me. Listen to me. I'm telling you, this guy right here is a good player. Your perimeter defense is on another level now. I'm telling you. And we seen Towns get some blocks on the inside. Towns was fighting on the inside. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be the greatest rim protector. But when you got these guys like this, you can switch. They all long. They playing in the passing lanes. You could run a little zone defense. Boy. He said who would protect the rim? I see you, Latrell Sprewell. It'll be a combination of Towns, and then you bring some guy, you got Jemison and them guys. I'm going to keep it real, y'all. Listen, defense is important. Defense is, we seen the OKC Thunder, one of the best defenses in NBA history. We're not going to cap and that like defenses and all that. But when your offense is as smooth as this offense where nobody can stop you, you might not even need to have the greatest defense of all time. All we need is a top 10 around top 12 defense. That's it. If the Knicks have a top 12 defense, look out. But you don't need to have the greatest inside. Jokic is not the greatest inside protector. I keep going back to that because y'all seem to forget that there's a lot of centers in this league that don't really play no defense. But y'all ain't worried about that. Nobody's worried about Jokic's defense. That's one thing we know that's a fact. Nobody is worried about Jokic's defense. Why are y'all worried about Towns' defense? Do you know with Herb Jones, we would have a better defense than the Denver Nuggets? 100%. Juan Rivera says Mitch is the X factor. Or Munch is the X factor. I'm assuming you're saying Mitch. We do got another caller. Get this caller on the line. Hello, caller. State your name. Where you calling from?
Yeah, man. This is Ron from Still Knicks Fans.
Uh-oh. So, Ron, am I disturbing you? I know you got a show in the morning. I know you're preparing for your show. Hopefully, I'm not keeping you up late with all of this great calls and great, interesting trades and Mitch. I hope I'm not keeping you up too late, man.
No, dude,
I don't want to.
you good. Listen, I
Okay.
enjoy it. While I'm
Okay.
working on stuff for the show, I be thinking about things and it helps me say, okay, I see Karan's talking about this. Let me see what I could talk about that's different from that.
Nice.
Because, but damn it, man. Why'd you have to go here, bro? I wasn't even thinking about trading. Mitch has been playing great, man. This dude just had 8 points, 10 rebounds in 16 minutes and 3 blocks. Like
Ron,
I'm
I didn't want Ron. I was on the Mitchell Robinson side tonight. I was on Mitch's side. I gave a whole speech earlier. I said, yo, we don't know, like we don't got no targets. Then Keith gets on the line. He goes, I got one for you. His name is Herb Jones. I'm like, Herb Jones? We start looking into it. The brother's shooting
Man.
45% from three. He's averaging 10 points a game. He's 6'8". He was all NBA defense. I'm like, oh my God. Why did I have to learn about this? Go ahead, bro.
This is why I called in. Because when you said it and then the Herb Jones thing popped up, because I'm a big Herb Jones guy. I like Trey Murphy the third. Like he's my guy. I wanted them to trade for him. I mean, not trade, draft him, but it didn't work out.
It didn't work out.
But I've always, when the Trey Murphy stuff didn't seem like it was gonna materialize, I've pivoted to Herb Jones, and I'm like, Herb Jones is a great pivot because this dude he's a great defender, and honestly, I never thought he'd be able to shoot the three ball the way he's been. He's been doing it for a couple seasons, like Kev was saying. You want to hear something worse, bro? Now, granted, the track record is not as good as Herb Jones, but to think that the Knicks don't have options and you throw a Herb Jones out there, they got another option, and it's a legit option because his team may not want to sign him. He's already, not having any contract negotiations. He's not that happy over there. Tara Eason, bro.
Ooh. Oh, see, Ron. Hold on. New York City salute to that. Hold on, Ron. You shutting down the show. Listen, y'all, if y'all listen to this show, y'all gotta smash the like button. If we get three more viewers, I'm gonna give away. So tell a friend and tell a friend we going in. If I get 3 more viewers, I'm gonna give away 5 memberships right now. Hold on. You said another guy who I've been thinking about, Ron, for the longest time. Tari Eason is a guy I would love to get. 100,000%.
You know what's crazy, Karan? And I've always been thinking about Tari Eason all season. But the Herb Jones thing popped up with the shooting, and I'm like, man, he's really cooking on both sides when it comes to that. And then, I don't know why I did it. This is what made me call in. Because I know Tara Eason defensively is a beast, and he's just getting better.
Oh, yes.
He averages like 2 steals a game.
Yeah.
He's very OG-like.
Yeah, very OG-like.
Do you know how the brother is scoring right now? He's averaging 12 points a game. You see what he's shooting? I got it on the screen. 3?
I got it on the screen. It's ridiculous. Oh, my God. Hold on. We got it. Hold on. We got it. We about to get a heart attack tonight, y'all. We got to slow it down. We really have to slow it down because you know what's funny, right? You brought up a great point. Contract disputes. Mm-hmm. This brother's a young brother, right? He's clearly on the rise. He's on the come up. He's shooting, we said 55% on how many attempts, Ron?
Almost 4.9 attempts, something like that. It's crazy.
Hey, y'all, I'm telling you right now, if we have the opportunity to get Tari Eason or Herb Jones and Mitchell Robinson is in one of those deals, I'm telling y'all right now, listen, I was riding with Mitchell Robinson, y'all. Trust me, I was. And I was actually trying to say, yo, we don't got to trade for him. But this right here tonight, if you don't think the Knicks front office ain't more, resourceful than our thoughts right now, if you don't think they don't got like another 5 options that'll probably make us go react the same way. If this is the case, Ron, these deals could be done.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. And the other thing for the people that think that maybe Houston may not want to trade for somebody like Mitch because of the bigs they got over there. Sengun is not your typical big. Okay.
Right.
He's more of an offensive big. He can do his thing, but he's more of an offensive big. Yes. Do they have Steven Adams? They do. Steven Adams ain't a starter no more. He's coming off the bench. He's older. He's slower. And Mitch does exactly what Steven Adams does and gives you more because he's younger.
Right. And then also remember, it'll probably be a multiple team player deal too, just to balance out money. So it don't have to necessarily be 1 for 1, but if there is genuine interest between the Knicks and the Rockets, if the Knicks have something the Rockets want, this deal could easily be done. Easily be done.
Yeah.
So, man, you
Dude, you
can't
want
go
to hear
wrong with
something
either guy.
crazy?
Go ahead.
3-team deal. I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't. Do you see? Does it tell you how much Tara Eason is making right now?
So right now he's making $5.6 million, but they do have a $3 million trade exception, which will help them absorb more salary in the deal. So now you're talking $3-4 million. That's easily can be manipulated in a deal if if they really want to get it done, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and to me, it makes sense. Hey, I don't know. I mean, Ron, you cooking right now. We man, my mind is expanded to a point where it's like, I think Mitchell Robinson getting traded. I'm gonna keep it real. I think he's getting traded. I don't know when, but I think it's gonna happen. I really think it's gonna happen.
It's your fault, man. I wasn't even thinking about it, and then all these callers calling in with these ideas. But the more importantly is what you said about the whole defensive versatility that they could have on the perimeter with a Herb Jones or even with the Tara Eason. That it's nice to have Mitch, and granted, Mitch his paint his paint protection is definitely something the Knicks need. They would have to find somebody to kind of fill that gap. But the ability to lock down or at least stifle some of these guards that are running through the league, that's a tough one to pass up.
Man,
Especially
it's
when
very
we're
tough.
getting cooked from outside. Forget paint protection don't mean anything if we just giving up threes.
Facts. Ron, listen, man, and Towns is not doing the worst job protecting the paint too. He had a couple of blocks, steals. The problem with Towns is the fouls, the crazy fouls he gets into. But he's shown the ability to at least, give a little effort on that on protecting him. I'm not saying he's the best, y'all. I'm not saying he's going to replace Mitchell Robinson. But if you Ron, like you said, if you got the perimeter guys, the rotations, and they run in matchup zone anyway half the time, you can live with that. You can live with that. But real quick, Ron, I want this call to continue, but I do got to give away because we hit the threshold for the views. I'm giving away 5 memberships. Let's see who gets these 5 memberships, man. I do appreciate y'all for hitting the goals. So we got my man Walter White, we got Dr. Wawa, Dawn Marie, TV Good, and Anonymous 21. Salute to y'all for getting memberships, man.
Shout out to my guy Walter White, man.
Salute to Walter White. Yes, a great guy. Always chiming in when he gets the opportunity. I appreciate you guys. Welcome to the channel memberships. Look into the membership section between tonight and tomorrow. I will have a nice little welcome message for you guys. But I was feeling generous. We cooking tonight, man. Ron, what did we talk? What did we just do? I didn't want to do this, Ron. I don't know
why you did this to me, man. I wasn't even thinking about this. Now, it's not even going to be a topic on my show tomorrow, but I bet you somehow it pops up.
Man, Ron, I tried to be on Mitch's side. I said, there's no trade for him. Let's not even talk about it. But now you talk about Tari Eason because you're right. The contract, I read that. Hey, there's a dispute over the contract. What's going on? And so that right there get you up out of there, 100%, because they want to get something for you.
How tall is Tara Eason?
6'9". I'll put it back on the screen if y'all want to see it. 6'9".
Man, these two, boy.
I'm telling you. But they got him listed at 6'8", but 6'8", 6'9".
That 6'8", 6'9" is either way. That's the defensive versatility, and they're adding offense. Both these young guys, man. That and the what you said, another key point that you said as far as Mike Brown's offense and the flow of the offense. Both of these guys have athleticism. They're quicker players. They can move. We can do some things, man.
Yo, I'm telling you. Listen. All NBA defense. Who has 3 All NBA defensive wings in the same lineup? Nobody has that in the league. No one has that in the league. And you talking about a team like New Orleans that don't know what the hell they're doing, right? Their team is in shambles. They need a big man. And you're trying to tell me that you wouldn't consider getting a guy like a Herb Jones or even the Houston scenario. You trying to tell me you wouldn't call up Houston and be like, listen, this kid, y'all can't afford him, y'all don't want him. We want to give him a shot to see if he, could fit in our system. But I'm telling you right now, you put Tari Eason out there starting with OG and Towns and the big four that we got, man. I mean, it's gonna be problems.
I love Mitch, man, but I'll do that trade for either one of those two dudes. I'll make that trade happen.
100%.
Yeah,
100% right now.
That's a different level. And plus, like you said, to have three defensive guys that could be all defensive wings, and you still got the offense of having a Cat and a Brunson. Wow.
And you still got Clarkson off the bench and
wow.
And Deuce.
That's a tough one to pass up. I'm sorry. I know there's some Knicks fans in the chat that love Mitch that be like, I don't never want to trade. Let me tell you something. That's if you realize how dynamic your team could be and versatility that you can have from that type of trade, having that mix of players, like you ain't missing nothing. Guys want to get a breather. You put McCall on the bench. You got Herb Jones and OG killing it. OG's on the bench is McCall and Herb. Oh man.
Yo, guys, listen, I tried. I didn't want to do this. I'm telling you, I promise you. I started, if you listen to the first hour of the show, I said, yeah, it ain't no trade for Mitch. Then Keith had to call up. Now Ron has to call up and expand my mind.
This is crazy, bro. Well, listen, man, I'm gonna let you go. So maybe somebody else wants to call in because this is blown up and turned into a whole nother segment.
Yes, yeah. Okay, Ron, I appreciate. By the way, I will be on Still Knicks Fans on Monday, so
yes, sir.
Look forward to that. And then check out the pod that I did with Ron on Monday. It was a good show. We talked about a lot of different topics. We even talked about Mitchell Robinson too. It's kind of interesting that, later on in the week, we still having this Mitchell Robinson conversation, but with a different twist completely. But yeah.
It's a fact. Listen, man, I can't wait. It's going to be definitely another great show on Monday. You continue to have a great night, man. Keep it going. I'm gonna sign off, but hey, man, hey, thank you for just putting stuff out there because you never know what can pop, man. These conversations are good, man. That's why these shows matter. Keep doing your thing, brother.
Thanks. I appreciate you, Ron. We
All
talk,
right, man. Later.
All right, salute. That was my man Ron from Still Knicks Fan. Oh, we forgot to mention too. Know the Ledge tomorrow around 11:30. That's usually when he gets it fired up. Definitely go to Still Knicks Fans tomorrow. We're gonna be on that channel. Let me see if I get this brother on the line. He was patiently waiting. Keep the calls coming. 646-995-8389. Call in to voice your opinion. We're talking about Mitchell Robinson. Hello, caller. State your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, it was Juan from South Carolina. What's good?
Hey, my man. How's it going, brother?
Wait, no.
How have you been, brother? Everything good? You had a good day today?
Yeah.
Nice, man. I appreciate it, man. We here talking about the Knicks late night. And we talking about Mitchell Robinson, man. I'm not sure if you heard the last two calls, but the whole show.
I heard what's his name from Still Knicks Fan. Ron was talking.
You heard Ron. Listen, I tried, right? I said, yo, there's no trade for Mitchell Robinson. We need to knock it off. Then these dudes call and give me two trades. What do you say? How you feel about this? Did we lose you? You still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, how you feel?
Yeah, I was on that trader, but when you see him starting from the playoffs, really, like how much of impact on defense, and when he's not there, what a parade it is in the paint. It's just like he's just too invaluable. Even like the offense even seems smoother because of the offensive rebounds that he gets. It's just like it would be losing iHeart as well. losing iHeart hurt. Like losing Mitch too, that would be like who would realistically replace him? Like who has that kind of defensive and rebounding impact? And Hawkins not there yet. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So
So,
I don't know.
but when we see, I was with you. See, what you just said, I was there an hour ago. But
Yeah.
the trades that we just said was one trade was for Herb Jones from the Pelicans. Now,
Okay.
he's not a center, but he is an all NBA defensive wing who's averaging 10 points a game and he's shooting 45% from three.
Okay.
So
But
our logic is, okay, we lose Mitch. We love Mitch. You know, want to see him do well, but he doesn't have his contract signed. He's from New Orleans, right? New Orleans needs a big guy. Herb Jones is another wing. They got a whole bunch of wings. We could use another 6'8" guy that's shooting 45% from three. And so that trade to me really will take us over the top on the perimeter defensively because, yes, we know Mitchell Robinson protects the paint. He gets rebounds. That's great. That's fantastic. But now we got 3 All-NBA guys defending on the perimeter, and they all shoot threes. The offense will be out of this world. The
Right.
defense, I think, will still, it may not be the best defense. I don't think we need the best defense. I think you just need a solid defense. And then you still got Jameson and Hawk, you know, give them some time, you know, off the bench to back up Towns. But honestly, bro, if that deal is available, bro, I'm doing it. I'm sorry. I'm keeping it 100%. If
do
I
you
can
think we could use an
realistically
extra
get,
wing? Because I feel
man,
like Knicks are kind of stacked in the wings, aren't they?
okay, I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yabu is a center, right? He's technically a center power forward. How many 6'8" wings do we have in our rotation?
Like they've been saying somebody said they needed length too. I think it was Josh. Somebody
Okay,
he said they need length. Which
exactly.
is
So
true.
now,
That's one of the things I noticed too last year. Length gave the Knicks a problem last
right, exactly. So now I'm giving you a 6'8" guy to solve that problem. Now you have OG and this guy Herb Jones, 6'8" guys that
year.
they're gonna, they can shoot the ball, they can defend. Listen, if I'm playing against OKC, I'm gonna be like, okay, Bridges, it's your turn. Okay, Herb Jones, it's your turn. Okay, OG, it's your turn. I'm gonna just be rotating them on defense. And you know,
Mm-hmm.
Mike Brown, that's what he's probably gonna do because he loves to move guys all over the place. And I just see the value in getting a guy like that. Right? Now, will it actually happen? Probably not. And honestly, besides that, I mean, there may be other trades too. I'm not going cap like I know it all. But when I initially did this show, everything you said, I was riding with you. But when these guys called up and said these trades and gave the reasons why it could go down,
Yeah,
I'm like, damn.
it
I
makes
didn't
sense.
even think about it. It just makes a
Mhm.
whole lot of sense, man.
The
And
thing
also,
too is,
Mitch doesn't have his contract signed, but go ahead.
yeah, and I don't think they can't give him what he wants anyway. So like, what are we gonna do? Let the same thing let him go for nothing like we did with iHeart?
Bingo. You hit it on the nail. And
You know what I'm saying? Like we want.
and this is something that what you just said is it's a real thing, brother. It's a
Yeah.
real thing. So what do
So
you think now? Now I gave you one target. There's another Tari Eason's another guy that was brought up. He's
yeah,
disgruntled. He wants a deal. They don't want to sign him. You know, a lot of these teams that's not big market teams, they
yeah,
don't really have the money to
right.
sign everybody. So unfortunately, they have to part ways. Now there may be some motivation to get a deal. It could be a 3-team deal, whatever, how they could finagle the contracts in their situation. But now that's another guy. Guess what he's shooting? He's shooting like 56% from three on 5 attempts this year, and he's averaging 12.9 points a game.
It's
If I
not
can
like
get a guy like, huh?
it's not like the Knicks gonna use like one more like consistent pointer, 3-point shooter
Right.
because you can't rely on Josh Hart
Bingo.
to make threes.
Now you see how you thinking now?
Yeah,
And that is the logic here that
yeah. And he could cover
Those
for
players make
Josh
sense.
Hart's inefficiency from three, and then Hart
Bingo.
could he could do what he does best and not worried
Right.
about being at the perimeter. Yeah, that's a
Telling
yeah,
you, brother. You,
yeah.
bro. It's hard to see it when you're presented with it because I can't unsee it. I was with you. I was giving my man Nick Shack. I did this for Nick Shack. I did this for Coach. I did this for all the Mitchell Robinson guys. I was going to be like, yeah, there's no trade for him. But now that I seen this, I can't act like I didn't see it, y'all. And I'm
Right.
not going to act like I didn't say these players' names in the past. But
Mhm.
the circumstance now, because last year Herb Jones was hurt. But the circumstance now is different. Now we talking about guys that may be available for different reasons,
Right.
you know? So how do you, when you call up tonight, did you honestly think that the Knicks wasn't going to trade Mitch because there was no target, or you was just saying that, you don't think it makes sense to trade him? Because
At first, until I heard
Mhm.
you what you just proposed,
yeah, you're right.
just say
Same thing with me. Same thing, brother.
because
Same.
I was just seeing the value of like how much better the Knicks are when Mitch is
Right.
on the floor. It's just
Right.
and then the offensive rebounding too. That it just
Yep.
seems like they're a different team when he's on the floor. It's the only
Nah.
problem is his health. You know what I mean?
See,
I
and
think
that's
that's what he
another
got that
thing. Think
telemetry
about it,
stick.
right? So think about what you just said with health. How long will Mitch last before he gets another? Because I'm telling you right now, if Mitch gets hurt,
Yeah.
his trade value is kaput. You ain't gonna be able to trade him.
Right.
I'll just wait for him in the offseason. There would be no reason for me to trade for him now
Right.
with him being hurt. I could wait to the summer
hmm
and do a sign and
My,
trade or whatever.
my only thing is too like because haven't seen enough sample from Huck. Like I feel like he has the potential to fill the like I've seen flashes of brilliance of like defensively and his rebounding, right?
Yeah.
But the thing I like about Huck more, the only difference about Huck is he passes the ball way better. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
like if you see him pass, like he's definitely a better passer. And
Yeah.
I think he moves better than Mitch, right? Mitch is kind of slower. Um, so I think even in the future, Huck would probably fit better on the way the Knicks pace. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And they like this kid Jemison too, who I think
What's his name?
between Trey Jemison the third,
hmm
um,
He's on the
he
team
has a
right
little bit
now.
more experience. Yeah, he's in the G League. He's on the two-way contract.
Okay.
Yeah, 6'11". He got good size. He's somebody who I think they would give some consideration. Like, hypothetically, if Mitch gets traded, you know.
Right.
So uh, I
Yeah.
think that
And just
there's a possibility there. Yeah.
that's the only thing that would concern.
You keep going in and out.
I gotta
Give him
change.
some. Yeah.
Can you hear me now, bro?
I hear you now. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta change providers. It just provider don't work too well in my area.
Oh, okay. You must
But
be in the
yeah,
sticks down there in South
yes,
Carolina.
I am. It's a
Yeah.
new area too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. I was in North Carolina earlier this year, and the reception was terrible.
yeah. I have to go to
I,
AT&T. That seems the only one that works around here.
oh, okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so where was I at?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's my
Did
only
you?
concern is
Mhm.
just like rebounding. Like the amount of I think they rebounded the Wolves by like 15 rebounds last game.
I think it was maybe even 20, closer to
The
20. Yeah.
15, 20 rebounds, like that was
We
a
put it on the screen.
big difference right there. You know what I
No,
mean?
it's a big difference, but to calm. Okay, so this is why I keep track of stat. Yeah, they out rebounded them by 19. But one of the things this is why y'all need to get the 82 Nights journal. I'm gonna go over that after this call. But this is my stats from last year. And one thing I would say about the rebounding, right? And salute to all you guys that follow the Knicks and 10 show, which is a show where I basically gave a breakdown every 10 games of the Knicks, where they are stat wise, going through all the stats, going through all the records, going through, just analyzing the Knicks every 10 games. I don't see where my other stat tracker is, but I remember it off the top of the head. Anytime the Knicks out rebounded their opponent team, they were 35-14. They were second in opponent rebounds last year, right? Meaning that they were holding the opponent to a little bit amount of rebounds. They did the second best job of that last season. This was all without Mitchell Robinson, by the way. So while, yes, Mitchell Robinson makes us a better rebounding team, because we are a better rebounding team right now, if you look at our rebounds per game. But even still, how many games did Mitch play? He played, 3 games? So a lot of the games we were doing good on the glass, he didn't play. So I wouldn't even use the rebounding angle, because this team showed that they could rebound without Mitch, right? Of course, Mitch makes us a better rebounding team. Please don't shoot me, okay? I don't want to get shot. But I wouldn't worry about
impact too. That's the thing too.
In the paint.
Yeah.
In the paint.
Mhm.
But you get Herb Jones, he's impacting defense on the perimeter.
Right.
And so what's the trade-off with that? There's no way for us to really know. And then what are the odds that Mitch would have made it the entire season? If I go get Atari Easton and he plays 60, 70 games for me, how was Mitch going to do that?
Nah,
I don't know.
I don't know last time. Has he even played more than 50 games in a season since he's been in the Knicks?
Yeah, he did. He did it like a couple of times, but for recently, it was, hold on, I'll put it on the screen. Because, on this show, I put everything on research mode so we could be, 100% accurate.
Yeah.
I get it up there so we could look at it. But he definitely was regressing in terms of his games, per games. And I think that's part of what's going to be the problem with this contract negotiation. So look, so in 2022, he played 72 games. 2023, 59 games. 2024, 31 games. 2025, 17 games. So if I'm looking at this right here, because these are the 4 years of his contract, right? So if I'm looking at this right here, or 3 of the 4 years of his contract, right? The first 3 years of his contract, I would be like, I don't know how much I would want to pay you, or rather, I'm willing to give you maybe a 2-year deal, but I can't give you a 4-year deal with this track record of injuries.
Right, exactly.
So, just for the record,
Yeah.
But I'll let you get your final thoughts, brother. I do appreciate the call, man. You calling from South Carolina, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, I think the Knicks got real potential though. Like the way that this offense just looks so much better. Like,
Yeah.
The ball movement, the way Cat like actually playing some defense.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's definitely giving effort on the defensive end. And he had a couple of blocks the last game. He's playing mostly without Mitch too. So even that argument of Towns needs to be, Towns mostly plays without him. So it's not like they're on the floor together. Just so I could check myself. Let me correct myself. The Knicks, when we dominate the rebounding matchup last season, we were 35-10. This season, when we dominated the rebounding matchup, I think we're 5-2. Hold on, let me just fact check myself to make sure that I'm giving out the right stats, because I hate when people give out misinformation, and I try not to do that as best as I can. Though sometimes we all slip up.
To be patient.
You gotta be. You gotta be. Yeah. By the way, we are 5-2 when we dominate the rebounding matchup.
5-2. Yeah. I mean,
5-2, and Mitch only played 3 games, so it's not all Mitch. That's all I'm trying to say.
I like what I'm seeing though. Like the potential. I think this proves it was time to move on for Tibbs. Like just the way the ball moved, how cohesive, even the shots that are being made.
Mm-hmm.
They look better. Like the looks are better. Even because what's his name was not good at the 2, right? Bridges. Even Bridges looks a lot better in this.
Thank you. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. He looks a lot better. Hey, yo, it's funny, Trevor said this too, like, Mikal Bridges' body language wasn't the best, and he wasn't interested. Now he looks like he's interested in
He's
what
being engaged, and he
he's
knows
being engaged.
how to actually utilize him. And I think that was the biggest problem. Tibbs just didn't know how to utilize certain players,
Yeah.
and if he didn't know how to utilize it, he got nothing for you. So it's just
Right.
like, yeah, just kind of figure it out, bro.
Right. No, 100%. 100%, man. But yo, I appreciate you, man, for calling
Yeah,
up.
man.
I look forward to your future calls. You already know I'm here every Friday. Also, I will be doing the post game call up shows as well. So
All
the
right.
next post game call up show would be not Sunday, because Sunday nights I record the podcast. But on the 11th on Tuesday. So every night besides Sunday, I'm gonna do a post game call up show. So Tuesday the 11th will be the next post game call up show, and that's I think that's the Grizzlies game. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, you could do the
So-
post game on Monday, though.
Oh, I could. Yeah, I could. But the podcast airs on Mondays. And then
okay.
this Monday night, I will be on Still Knick Fan Weekly doing their Monday night show as a guest
that's
host.
what's up.
So
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
so
gonna have to check that out.
I appreciate that, man. And yeah, thanks for rocking with me, man.
You already know.
All right, salute. So yeah, man. Keep the calls coming 646-995-8389 as we wind down. I want to salute to all the new members. I see my man Walter White in the building going ham. Salute to you. He says Mitch is phasing out. Hey, yo, guys. Guys, listen. We are fans. Yeah, I study the game. You see, I'm studying the game right here. I'm gonna get into this. This is a mock-up I created. This is not the actual journal. My journal still, hopefully, will be here by Monday. But once I get that, I'm gonna show y'all, the whole shebang. But this is a mock-up I did. One thing about me, man, we study the game, but I'm pretty sure Leon Rose and his staff, Jerry Rojas, Brock Aller, the guys, CAA Mafia, they all sitting down and they're like, yo, we may have to move Mitch. Tell me what you got. And I'm pretty sure they got names. And so I just don't see the world where Mitch walks away from this team, whether he signs the deal or he's moved. I just don't see him walking next offseason. I don't think that happens. And I tried to convince myself that Mitchell Robinson, there's no trade for him. Clearly, there's definitely trades for him. Oh, I got my brother calling back in. Hello.
Hey, this is
What's
Yuri.
going on, Yuri? Hey, channel members are allowed to call back. So what's up? What's on your mind?
I think we're nearing the end of the calls. I think at this point.
Yeah.
I figured I'd call back in because I really want to discuss a topic with you.
Okay.
That Alan Hahn was on ESPN's talk show host today.
Okay. Salute to Alan Hahn.
Since we have more info about the Tibbs firing that just came out.
Oh, you want to go there? Okay.
Yeah, I figured we talk about it now because it's been on my mind for a while now.
Okay.
So Alan Hahn had a convo on the ESPN talk show today and basically said it wasn't Tibbs himself that got fired. The players just everything that was lining up today lined up from the summer all the way up until now the truth came out. It was the players that wanted Tibbs out of here. They respected Tom Thibodeau. They love him. They still love him today. Tom Thibodeau lost the locker room, folks. He lost the locker room. It's been confirmed, even though we already knew it. True Knicks fans knew that Tom Thibodeau lost the locker room.
Yeah.
Alan
Hard to
Hahn
argue
basically
against it.
confirmed because he talked to plenty of players in the locker room, basically saying that Tom Thibodeau lost the locker room.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I agree, Yuri.
I've said this plenty of times. I defended Tibbs on this show, but when you lose the locker room, though, that's a death sentence waiting to happen.
Yeah.
And especially now you got Fat Joe basically saying that he was going to have Tibbs on a podcast with him. And Tibbs and Fat Joe basically saying, yo, I need your number. Can you talk to World Wide West? Saying Tibbs basically saying, I ain't talking to World Wide West anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, all the reports that we were hearing throughout the summer, basically
Yep.
people in the insiders in the Knicks organization, it's been confirmed. Thibodeau and Leon Rose were not talking at all. At all. So I'm very glad I
Wait,
can put
so, hold on. Did Alan Hahn? He said they weren't talking at all.
Alan Hahn said it. Alan Hahn
Okay.
said Tom Thibodeau and Leon Rose were not talking at all.
Wow, that's wow. Because it went from a point where it was reported that Leon Rose said that, if you're gonna fire Tibbs, you got to fire me too. This was back when Tibbs was kind of like struggling. That I think this was around that 2022 season, but you go from that to he's out the door, and yeah, I might have
Right.
to do another unfiltered thought on this
You might
because
have to.
we talked about, if not Tibbs, then who? If you are a channel member,
Yeah.
go watch that video.
Well, when I did, it was a very good video. Channel members out there, you gotta watch that video. It's a very good video.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna record at least one tonight. I really want to do 3, but I'm gonna do at least one.
You
I'm
know,
gonna do at least one.
and I talked about this with Knicks 25-26, right? About
Yeah.
when did Tibbs lose the locker room? And I even though you did a video on it like a while back last season, he lost the locker room during the Golden State game. That's what 25 and 26 things. I didn't think that. I thought he lost the locker room during the playoffs. But now that I think about it, seeing PJ Tucker dab up Draymond, seeing, all the other people dabbing up Draymond, right? And Towns
Yeah.
and Mitch and OG walking out the locker room, I was like, looking back on it, right? We lost the locker room from that moment on. Locker room was never the same after that.
Do you think when Mikel talked to Stefan Bondi about the minutes, you don't think that the locker room was gone then too? That was a little earlier.
That was
When Mikel made.
I had a 50-50 suspicion on that.
Remember, we tried to defend it though. We was like, Bondi putting it together. This is why you got to respect the journalists, man.
At the time, I didn't really believe Bondi because no one was trying to hear that BS. You know what I mean?
Right, but he put it like that for a reason. He put it like that for when looking back at it, you're like, oh, okay.
Looking
put
back
it like
at
that
it,
for a reason. Yeah, when you look back at it.
If you look back at it, the Knicks locker room was lost even before that Golden State game.
That's what I'm saying. See, that's what I'm saying. And also, right, reporters are in the locker room. So they see things that they may not report. So that's why sometimes they may put out the information it may look a little janky. Like, why did he do that?
Exactly.
Why did he make it seem like Mikal Bridges had to go talk to Tibbs about the minutes, but it was said during conversation. It wasn't that Mikal brought it up to Tibbs' attention. It was more like they have conversation. But the way Bondi positioned it, it was like, oh, Mikal went to Coach Tibbs, but maybe he wrote it like that because as a way to put it out there without putting it out there, so to speak.
Right. So the locker room was dead tired. Even was tired of Tibbs. The noise ran its course. And I'm looking back on it, right? Trevor, I can't believe I'm bringing him up. Shout out to Trevor, by the way. The body language, looking back at the footage of all of the games I've watched all of last year, from that point on, the body language, it was frustrating. Josh Hart was feeling frustrated. He damn near broke down at the end of the playoffs. Like Carl Anthony Towns, you saw the body language of him, The body language in general just did not look good. This was just that was a frustrating season. Out of all the times I've watched the Knicks from my lifetime, and when Thibodeau came, the 2022-2023 season was definitely frustrating at one point. 2023-2024, frustrating at one point as well.
Mellow Mike says something that was key. The worst of it all was that Tibbs denied they even had the conversation. Remember that too?
Oh, I remember that.
We never had a conversation. It's ludicrous.
Right.
Channel members, new channel members. when you go look at your membership and you go look at the Unfiltered Thought series,
You gotta watch
y'all
it
need to check out. If not Tibbs, then who?
because
As we go along and you start to see these events unfold that's been unfolding the last couple of weeks, you're gonna be like, oh, okay,
look at basically what Mike. The reason
okay,
why I'm bringing this up is because now Mike Brown's in the coaching, right? He's
yeah,
in the helm now. Guys, look at what Mike Brown has done from the beginning of the season. He took this group to a 2-0 start, right? They have
right,
a rocky road trip, 0-3, Deuce is out, Mitch is out. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Mike Brown and Cat, I mean, the one comment that Josh Hart said in that post-game interview was when they won against, who was it? The first game of the 3-game winning streak. Who was it? The Chicago Bulls. When Josh Hart in that first game and they won, this is what Josh Hart said about Mike Brown. He is an office guy. You can come into his office anytime, talk about your frustrations with him,
yep.
everything, and he'll make an adjustment for you.
I mean, look at what he did with Towns, right? Look at how he handled the Towns situation. Towns said he didn't know his role. Literally, right after that,
Week later,
adjustments was made. A
a
week
week,
later,
he basically
adjustments is made.
Mike Brown basically made Cat a back to the basket cat, and I love that. Another thing
He
too,
was in the corner, then he got him out at the top of the key where he wants to be. I always thought the corners were doofy for Cat, but no, Cat's operating where he wants to because Mike Brown is willing to make the adjustments. So now you won't see Towns saying in another interview he doesn't know what his role is.
and look at
Go
what Cat
ask him
is
that
doing
question
for him.
now.
If this is the Cat we're getting every night, another thing that he's fixed. Come on, when was the last time we ever saw Cat trailing under Tom Thibodeau? Every time Cat did a 3-point shot. What was the biggest issue I had with Cat? Every time he was in a post, he would suck to get back on defense.
Right.
Now, whenever the Knicks get a rebound, guess who's the last person on the back of the court? Cat. You want to know why? Because when he's in a trailing 3 motion, he either makes a 3 or misses a 3. He's the first person back on defense.
Right. Yep. Yep. That's floor balance. Everything balance and spacing and all of that. You know, Mike Brown is a stickler for that. So
That was the one problem I had with Tibbs. He never made that adjustment for Cat.
yep.
Cat was always the last person on the floor. And
That's
another
a
thing,
fact.
I'm reading
Mhm.
the body language of the post-game interviews when they win and lose. Deuce, Hart, and Mikal Bridges, what was the one word that they said to each other in those post-game interview? Josh Hart got his joy back. Mikal Bridges
Yeah.
feels more freedom. Deuce
Oh yeah.
McBride
Oh yeah.
feels more freedom. And guys, many of you might say, "Oh, what does that guy do or anything?" That is a subtle shot at Tom Thibodeau if I have ever called it. They are throwing shots at Tom Thibodeau even in their post-game interviews. And
Hey man.
you know what?
Yeah.
Good for them.
Mhm.
You want to know why? Because seeing Deuce getting pulled out 4 minutes in Game 1 in the Eastern Conference Finals will forever make me hate Tom Thibodeau and why I wanted him fired in the first place. You don't pull out your best plus-minus guy that gave you a really good stat, plus-minus, and gave you a 14-point lead with 4 minutes left to go in a quarter just because you didn't trust him and you wanted to
Right.
finish with Josh Hart.
Yep. Yeah.
Don't pull him out. And you know why I'm happy about that, Mike Brown? Because he kept Deuce in the lineup in the closing half. He'll roll with
Right.
whatever lineup works. And
That's a fact. That's a fact. I appreciate it, Yuri. Yuri cooking tonight, man.
The reason why I'm glad Mike Brown's the head coach of the New York Knicks, and I'm glad Leon Rose took his time, despite the backlash he was getting about the head coaching shirts. Despite it, Leon Rose took his time. He did his due diligence. He said, you know what? All these teams are denying me Jason Kidd. All these teams are denying me my list. Fine. I'm going to go pick up Mike Brown. He was the guy I wanted anyway. Because remember, back in 2020, folks, it was between Tom Thibodeau and Mike Brown at the time.
Yep. He was one of the guys that was running. Yep.
He was one of the guys that was running up. So once the 5 years with Tibbs didn't work, he went right back to Mike Brown.
Yep. Just so happened he was available again. Yep.
Exactly. After that Sacramento King. I can't stress to you enough why I defend Leon Rose so much to the point where he made the Mikal Bridges trade look like a cakewalk. Look at what's Desmond Bain. He's struggling in Orlando right now. I've talked to
That's
many
a whole
Orlando
nother
Magic
topic.
fans. I talked to plenty of Orlando Magic fans that try and tell me, oh, it's early, he's got just to a third option. Desmond Bain is not going to fix your 3-point shooting problems. You might be a great defensive team, but let me tell you something, guys. You're not a good 3-point shooting team.
Yeah.
Until you fix that issue up, you're not going to get anywhere. That's the one issue the Orlando Magic has to solve. And they thought Desmond Bain was their guy. And I'm pretty sure Desmond's going to, find his role eventually, right? That's the third option, right? But let me tell you something. That trade is looking like a trash trade. That trade is looking really bad day by day.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, right now, because they're not winning, and we see what's going to happen. They're going to have to break that team up. Remember, I told you, it's between us, Cleveland, and them. At least one or two of those teams are not going to be the same next year. And I think the Knicks, I think the way we're looking, I think we're going to survive that. I think we go to the finals. The more I watch the East, the more I'm confident in our abilities to get to the finals. No team has what we have in terms of experience besides maybe Milwaukee and Cleveland.
The one true test that the Knicks are going to have is, can they beat LA Lakers? Can they beat the elite teams in the West? It's not about the East, come on, as much as we make it out to be. Can they beat the Western Conference teams? That's going to be the true test of this Knicks team.
Well, we pretty much beat the West last year, except for the Lakers and OKC.
Right.
Those are the only two teams we didn't beat. But we swept Denver. I mean, we split games with the. Wait, did we split games with the Clippers? Hold on.
No, we never did.
We lost to the Clippers twice.
We lost to the Clippers twice. We lost to the Lakers twice. We lost to the OKC twice. We were 0-6. And I'm going to bring up the regular season stats because as much as I hate the regular season merchants, that biatch about the Knicks is 0-10, I have to bring it up just for clarification because this is why Tom Thibodeau was fired as well. The Knicks were 0-10 against elite teams. They were 0-4 against the Boston Celtics last year.
Yeah, you're right. We lost to the Clippers.
We were 0-4 against the Cleveland Cavaliers. We were 0-2 against the OKC. We were 0-10 elite teams. We were 0-6.
Oh, and the Warriors too. If you want to add the Warriors, yeah.
If you want to add the Warriors too. Okay. We were 0-2 against the Clippers. We were 0-2 against OKC. We were 0-2 against the Golden State Warriors. We were 0-16 in total.
Yeah, but we conquered that 0-10 narrative this season.
To be brought up, though, as much as I hate to admit it,
we went 2-0 in the first two games against the teams that beat us. 10-0 last year. So, and I look forward to seeing OKC later in the year.
That's going to be a good game. That's going
to be a game for the ages. But
if there's a game I want the Knicks to win, it's that game right there.
Yeah, 100%.
But
if we survive the East, well, not survive. If we get through the East, I think we have a shot to win the championship. Because you getting to the finals makes you a live dog, the way Indiana was last year. Even though they didn't win, but they still were a live dog.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, Indiana. I really thought Indiana was going to win last year. And
right.
I really thought Indiana was going to win last year. And the whole thing, why I bring up the whole Tom Thibodeau thing and why I bring up the Mike Brown stuff. Look at the Knicks under Mike Brown. I know it's early in the season. I know Knicks fans are going to kill Mike Brown at some point. But I got to say, you can't deny the difference that we've seen. Floor spacing, floor balance, 5 out, 4 out, 4 out. The Knicks are doing different lineups on any given night. When
That's a fact.
Time we've seen Landry Shamet in the starting lineup, for God's sakes, Knicks fans. I get it. We miss Tom Thibodeau. But can we just admit The third quarters, we're not having a third quarter doom anymore. Throughout these last
Yeah.
3 games, when the Knicks were on a winning streak, mind you, I bring it up again. First game against Chicago, very good Chicago team, very good Chicago team, right? Very good
Right.
Chicago team. One that we lost to before.
Yep.
That we lost to before. The Knicks won the third quarter, 37 points. They averaged like second game against Washington. Second game against Washington. They Knicks scored 41 points in the third quarter.
Yep. Third quarter it seems to be our strength now. It started out a little shaky,
Minnesota.
but third quarters is our thing now. I think we 3-1. I'm gonna tell you the record.
Minnesota 40.
No, so when we lead the third quarter, we are 4-0 for the record. So if you see the Knicks up going into the fourth, we're undefeated when we do that.
When the Knicks win the third quarter battle, they most likely win the game. And if you're a Knicks fan, that's music to your ears right now. Come on, how many third quarters of doom did we had to sit through under Tom Thibodeau when he was a coach? Come on, bro.
Yeah, it was tough. You know, at one point we did have the second best plus minus behind the Thunder, but that was like mid season. I think we kind of fell off towards the end of the season.
One game, it's forever great in my head, not because of the dice roll, but because of the way the Knicks blew that Atlanta Hawks game.
Yeah, I want to see them too, and all of their struggles. Because rumor has it they're willing to trade Trae Young now, so they might not even be the same team. Says today, I saw an article saying that they may be open to trading Trae Young.
I think that's a big mistake.
Contract dispute.
I think that's a big mistake.
It's all about the money, man.
I keep forgetting.
These teams are not, but see, Yuri, these teams are not trying to spend money, right? And that's what we're seeing in Indiana. You know, Miles Turner said that he doesn't think the Pacers are trying to win a championship because they're not spending the money. So, but I'll let you get your final word, Yuri. I think I'm gonna shut it down because I got to do these unfiltered thoughts, and I'm gonna see if I could get a couple of more people to call in. We'll shut it down after that.
My final thought is this: Knicks fans, the Knicks are becoming a Mike Brown team, game by game by game. We should appreciate that. The defense looks different. The Knicks aren't running drop coverages anymore. They're doing switching. They're doing a matchup zone. The defense has been 10 times better throughout these last games. Yes, was there a growing pains period? Absolutely. But since we got Deuce and Mitch back, another thing too, Knicks fans, they won against Cleveland without Mitch. They won against Boston without Mitch. The only time the Knicks went on a losing streak was when they were in Miami. Was in Miami. And that was without Deuce.
On the road.
They didn't get back Deuce until October 31st. They didn't get back Deuce. They didn't get Deuce back till October 31st. Since then, with Deuce back on the line, with Deuce back on the bench, the Knicks went on a 3-game winning streak. That goes to show you how important Leon Rose is. That goes to show you how important Deuce is to this team. Because he is your contributor off the bench. And it wouldn't surprise me, Karan, and this is where I'm going to make my final point, if the Knicks trade Mitch to lock up Deuce McBride long term.
Possibly. It's all possible, man. But salute to Yuri for the call up. I do appreciate him. Channel member, Knicks Day Matters Discord server. Definitely, if you know, continue to like the channel. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and if you are a subscriber, consider joining the channel. On the screen, I got the Knicks in their rankings. We're actually the 4th ranked offense, just like that. We got promoted on our day off, and we're 24th in pace. Because that last game, I think it really helped our cause. And we're 16th in defensive rating, which is not a bad spot to be. If we can get that up to 12th, I wouldn't be mad at it, man. But on the way out, I keep talking about all these stats that I've been telling you about. The reason why I can go off the top of the head with the stats is I keep track of up to like 60 stats. So I have all of these things. Let me show you. I have all of these things all over the place. See these right here? I got these charts all over the place. So I decided Instead of having stats all over the place, let me create a journal so I could put it all in one book. So now I could just flip different pages and go to where I need to go. And I created the 82 Nights, a basketball fan companion. By the way, this is a mock up. This is not the actual book. I actually created this myself. It's not the way the actual, I mean, it's the cover, it's a picture of the cover, but it's not the actual book. And so my actual copy should get here hopefully by Monday. But basically it's a stat tracker journal, but much more. It has 12 components, really 14. It comes with access to the 82 Nights Club. The 82 Nights Club is a online resource where you can go get access to all of these stats that I have here. And I pretty much do the work for you. It's called the cheat code. And you'll be able to see all the stats that I keep track of. Write them down in your journal and you'll be good to go. You can also keep track of your own stats as well using this system. I show you how to, track the stats that you want to keep. And man, it comes with a lot. We got a fan engagement section so you could document your experience going to games. It comes with the 10 game review, which is similar to the Knicks in 10 show. By the way, we will be doing the Knicks in 10 show. Probably, let me see. We got the Magic on the 12th, right? I might have to do it on the Thursday though, because I want to do the post game shows. So yeah, I'll probably do that Knicks in 10 show on a Thursday. I'm just gonna be really busy that week doing a lot of content. But so the Knicks in 10 show is basically, like I said earlier, every 10 games you'll be able to analyze this team to see exactly where they are. I study the Knicks. This is why I can tell you, where we are, how good of a team we are, from point differential to, offensive rating, all that good stuff. We go through it. But there's also a section in the journal. So everything I do on the channel, there's pretty much a section in the journal for it. It comes with a calendar so you could, mark out key dates and jot down things that you need to. Of course, the 82 game list and scores, which you can look at a glance on 2 pages. You're going to see something like this. Come out the camera. Show you what I'm talking about. You're gonna get something like this, all on the same page, right? And it's not gonna look like this, but this is what I did for myself. But it's similar to this. You're gonna have it on one page, so you can literally look at all the games, all the scores, all the key stats that we keep track of. It's fire, man. You could go get yours now. I have the discount code. The one night special is still going, right? And you get a 15% discount on top of this price. Okay? Get the 15% discount on top of this price. So I think it brings it down to 40. And you get half off of expedited shipping. Okay? So go order it now. All right? And if you are a channel member, you actually get the 20% discount. All right? So it's fire. The 82 Nights, a basketball fan's companion. Go get yours now. And then also on the way out, I do want to talk about the channel membership. Now, this week I was crazy busy. I didn't get a chance to change it, but these tier names will be changing. So when you join the channel, to all my channel members that join, I'm gonna give you a brief synopsis of what you get when you join. So right now it's called the Starter Knicks Fan, but it's going to be changed to the Hardcore Knicks Fan. Right? You got the Hardcore Knicks Fan and then the Hardcore Knicks Fan Plus. I'm gonna make the changes soon. I just was super busy this past week. A lot of personal stuff, other business I had to take care of. But I'm gonna get active on this. And let me tell you what you get. To all the members that join tonight, you're gonna get access to the Knicks Tape Madness Discord server, which is a members only server. We talk sports in there 24/7, especially the Knicks, right? And guys are in there all day putting up what they're putting up. And we have great conversation. Even when we disagree, I get into debates all the time. Knicks will be chance 25, 26. My man J Tab, HRM the Gray's in there, Yuri's in there, everybody's in there. All the channel members, we gets it in. It's a great place to be. And it's also, if you feeling the vibe and the content on the channel, it's a great way to extend the conversation with me. Like I said, you're going to get discounts on all the merch, including the 82 Nights, a basketball fan's companion. You get a discount on all that stuff. Of course, you get the cool stars so I can see who you are. Like my man BS10258. He says trade will be traded for Ja. That's a weird ass trade. I'm gonna keep it real. But the reason why I was able to respond to that is because he has a star. Okay. And old man Knicks fan says, please do not trade Ja. Trade for Ja. We have all the guns in the oh, that's funny. Oh my God. Anyway, but when you got the star, I'm able to, see who you are and priority reply with comments. So anytime you post a comment and you're a member, members get, priority response. And that goes for everything. That goes from the daily polls, all of the comments I drop in the YouTube community section, videos, etc. I get back to you ASAP. And then you get access to a whole lot of content that's members only. I got a lot of members only content on here. I be going in. The video I want y'all to check out in the Unfiltered Thought series, channel members, if you are a member, you got to watch this video right here. If not Coach Tibbs, then who? Number 22, Unfiltered Thought. I did 25 of these joints. I also got the Objective Fan Hoops videos. I was outside hooping. You could watch those. A lot of members only content. I did a Yabu report when he went to Eurobasket. I watched every single game. I did a nice little presentation on how he did. So yeah, I do a lot of members only content, members only live chats, stuff like that. Definitely join the channel, support the channel. When you join the channel, it's not just a donation. You actually get some, exclusive content. All right. So final call for call 646-995-8389. I do appreciate you guys for rocking with me late night. I said that I'm not going to make the call-up show earlier, and I'm glad that I did. We actually got another call. Hello, caller. State your name, where you're calling from.
Hello?
Can you hear me? Turn on your background.
I'm calling from Panama City.
A salute, man.
Yeah,
Salute to Panama City. All right, can you turn on your background? I can't hear the brother. Hold on. Oh yeah, I can hear you now. You turned on everything?
Yeah, the problem with the Knicks, that there's a Knicks. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They're not going to win just because, I don't know if it's the logo. I don't know if it's Spike. I don't know. They're just not going to win because they're the Knicks. Like every year, they give the impression like they're going to win and they're not. This is happens. It's Ewins, it's Carmelo. It's the Knicks, man.
Well, hold on, wait. Well, you got to slow it down. First off, you ran through like 25 years, and you didn't give me every year. You gave me moments in time. So the 90s was the 90s. Melo came and had like maybe 1 or 2 years where we had a good team, and then you fast forward to now. So you can't say every year we think we got a good team that we're going to win, because you already gave examples showing that in certain periods in time, we thought we had a good team that was good enough to win. So we don't think that every year. And by the way, also, this season is our best team in terms of projections since probably that Melo team, or if not that Melo team, since the 90s. So I wouldn't say that. But can you tell me who's your favorite team? What's your team?
I mean, it's irrelevant, but I'm a Heat fan. That's my team.
No,
I'm a big.
No, it's very relevant. It's very relevant. So you're a Heat fan, okay? Salute to the Miami Heat. You know what I mean?
I'm a realist. I know we're probably not going to win this year.
Okay.
We probably is. It's probably not going to happen.
Okay. So I know you don't like New York.
No, it's not. Mm-hmm. It's not that I don't like New York. It's just that they're cursed, man.
Okay.
You understand? Like,
so
Willis Reed had to break his leg for y'all to win a championship. Like, his leg had to be broken, and he had to play on that for y'all to win. That's what kind of curse y'all dealing with.
Okay. So basically, we're not going to win the championship because we curse. So now we're on some spooky, I believe in ghosts type of time.
I mean, you can say what you want. I'm just saying, don't you feel it's strange that every time y'all get close, something crazy happens, y'all always lose?
I don't feel like that's strange because, when we in 94, I mean, we got great explanations for what happened 94, 99. 94, John Starks took some bad shots. I mean, if you want to make that a fluke, we was up 3-2. We should have won that series, but nonetheless, we
Ewan missed the
didn't.
layup, my dude.
Ewan missed the layup. I mean, okay.
It's a
99,
layup.
Ewan got hurt. 99, he wasn't healthy, but I don't think even with a healthy Ewan, we probably still might have lost because the Spurs teams, they were machines. But that's really the only two times we gotten that close. Last year, we lost fair and square to Indiana in the conference finals. I can't really make no excuse for it. Hey man, shit happens. What do you want me to say?
I'm just saying, bro, the Knicks, unless Willis Reed comes back, I don't think he's dead. I think he's like old as hell and plays on a broken leg. I just don't see it happening. I mean, you can say I'm spooky. You can say, well, the basketball reasons why you think you can win.
Okay.
And I get that. But I'm just saying, I feel like somehow, in some way, the Knicks are going to find a way to lose. It's just,
well, I mean, that's your.
It just feels, I can almost just see it happening. Like, every time the Knicks, like, the time they got Phil, they had Pat Riley, they've had some of the greatest coaches to ever coach the game.
No, Phil never coached. Whoa, slow it down. Phil never coached the Knicks. He ruined us. He was an executive trying to bring triangle offense, and he destroyed our future. Yeah, he did that.
Greatest coach ever.
Yeah, but he didn't coach for us. He was just an executive, and he was one of the worst executives ever, actually. His record as an executive,
what about
I'm pretty sure if you looked at it. Well, let's not forget what happened when we had Pat Riley. You guys conspired to steal him away from us. You met with him while he was under contract with the Knicks, which is something you're not supposed to do. And then we had to grant him permission to leave New York to go to Miami and sign because you guys offered him ownership. Granted, we couldn't do that here. This is a big machine. This wasn't like a mom and pop shop like y'all were running down in South Beach. So, we can't just give a guy ownership, right? We got board of directors. It's a lot that goes on in politics. But,
okay, what about
Pat Riley, he let us down because his head wasn't in it in 95. And because of that, we got cooked. But go ahead.
All right, what about when LeBron and Wade originally met with the execs in New York and was going to go to New York, but they looked around at the building and said, fuck this shit.
Nah, and watch your language. This is a family show. You can
they
talk spicy, just the language. But
they looked around the Knicks and like, I'm not doing this. I'm leaving.
No, let me tell you why that's not true. Because LeBron named 5 teams. The Knicks wasn't on that list. And even recently, they spoke about that moment. The Knicks was never considered. The Brooklyn Nets was considered, not the Knicks. But
I could have sworn I saw it on ESPN. It was like the LeBron has met with the Knicks.
Nah, he never met with the Knicks. Nah, he never met with the Knicks. He said the list of the 5 teams back then. The Knicks wasn't on the list. And even recently, it came up again. And he said that he never considered the Knicks. No, he never wanted to come to New York. Now, Brooklyn was considered, though. Brooklyn was considered.
But why would that be? I mean, why doesn't nobody want to play for the Knicks, man?
Well, I could answer that. Well, one, those days are no longer here. Now everybody wants to play for the Knicks. Didn't you hear Giannis wanted to get traded to the Knicks when he was going through the back and forth with the Milwaukee before they convinced him? Well, don't get mad at me when the report came out and said that he was willing to be traded to New York, but they had to convince him to stay another year in Milwaukee to see how it goes. So that's just facts.
I heard Kevin Durant wanted to play for the Knicks. I heard
that's another
wanted to play for the Knicks.
No, that's another. That's also not true. Now, no, the Zion wanted to come to the Knicks, but he was getting drafted. Nothing we could do about that. Let me explain the KD situation. So Melo, right? When Melo was in New York, Melo had a meeting. Don't ask me how I know this, but I know people who know people. They had a meeting, and Melo was trying to convince KD that, you should come to New York. KD was never interested in the Knicks. Never. That's why when the fan asked him, you going to come to the Knicks? He said no. KD never, ever in life considered coming to the Knicks outside of that secret conversation that Melo had with him at a club, an exclusive club in the city. So yeah, just to correct that. No, the Knicks was never an option for KD. Yeah.
I don't know, man. All I can tell you, bro, you got a good team. You might make the conference finals, maybe. That's
Finals.
as far as I see it going. Conference
Now we're
finals.
making the final. Hey, okay, let's have a real conversation. Who in the East is going to be able to see us in the playoffs?
That's the sad part. That is the sad part. The Knicks might have the best roster in the East because the Pacers got rid of their forward.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of wide open. I don't trust the Cavs. I don't really trust the Magic. It's kind of wide open. They could probably win this year, but they're not because of the Knicks. It's just something about them.
Nah, that's cap. First off, let me just tell you something. We are to me, not to me. I'm gonna keep it real. We are the favorite. I'm not even gonna just say to me. We are the favorite. That's not that me that made it. The Knicks are the favorite to come out of the East. You ask most of these dudes on ESPN, and they all saying the Knicks. That's rule number one. So when they say the East is wide open, to me that's cap. The East is wide open for us to win. It ain't wide open because none of these guys got playoff experience besides Milwaukee and Cleveland. All these other teams, they got no experience in the playoff. They're gonna get cooked.
I can see Cleveland or Milwaukee beating y'all, and I can see some unicorn team just coming out the blue and winning it. I can see it.
Hell no. Listen, listen, bro. I know you don't believe in fairy tales. You know when y'all made it to the finals that last time, y'all went up against the East that nobody was there and guys were hurt.
The East is open.
No. That's not the case because
right now.
No, let me explain. Boston was selling their assets regardless if Tatum got hurt or not. They were selling the assets. Once they lost to the Knicks, it was over because we didn't beat the Celtics because Tatum got hurt. We were killing them when he was there. So they were going to lose regardless.
But Drew Holiday was also hurt too.
Okay, listen, let me tell you something. I'm not the biggest excuse guy because no one gives the Knicks any excuse, right? Because like you say, you're going to say we're just cursed or we're just not destined to win. So I'm not giving nobody no goddamn grace. The bottom line is we cooked the goddamn Celtics. We got them the hell up out of here. We made them destroy their whole team. So the Celtics was out of here regardless. The Pacers were out of here regardless. Even if they had Tyrese Halliburton, they lost Miles Turner. That's a huge blow. That's a huge blow. Miles Turner said he doesn't think the Pacers are trying to win a championship. He doesn't believe it in his heart, mind, body, and soul. So
because the
at the end of the
Pacers
day,
are cursed like the Knicks.
Listen, I don't even want to put us in the same boat as the Indiana Pacers. That's a whole nother team that we don't like. So I don't even want to be put next to the same boat as Indiana.
Back in the day, and you know what I'm saying? I feel bruh, the Knicks are bruh, somebody gonna have to break a leg and play on it, bruh. That's the only way y'all gonna win. It's not going, bruh.
What are you going to say? What are you going to say when we win the championship? What are you going to say?
It's like when the Jets had got Aaron Rodgers last year, and they swore to God they was going to win the Super Bowl.
Okay, listen. On this show, we're not allowed to talk about the New York. Listen, on this show, we're not allowed to talk about the New York Jets. Like that's just. We don't even talk about the Jets. That's off limits right now. We let's stick with the Knicks. Let's stick with the Knicks. I just want to know, what are you going to say when we win the championship? And I hope we see you guys in the first round, second round, because y'all have a tendency of being like an 8th seed, play in, barely get in the playoffs. I hope we see y'all in the first round so we can wipe the floor with y'all.
We got 3 rings. We've been to the finals 5 times.
Okay. And who did you have on that team that won the championship?
From 1974 or some crazy shit like that.
That's fact. So who you got on your team when you won those championships? I'll wait. Who's your best players?
Shaq,
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It is.
So if I put LeBron, Wade, and Shaq on the Knicks, we not winning the championship?
But they're not going to play for the Knicks because they're the Knicks, man. Kristaps Porzingis left the Knicks and immediately won a championship.
You know why? You know why he left? And no, that's cap. He didn't immediately win the championship. He went to Dallas, stunk up the joint. Then he went to Washington and did all right, did decently, and then he got traded to the Celtics. Just to get you like to merge stuff together. We got to slow it down and make sure we get our timelines right.
I'm going to
stick right there. Let me stay right there. We're gonna move. Let's stay right there. Your man, Phil Jackson, who's the greatest coach of all time, right? He's the reason why
He got
KP
11
left the
rings. What do you want me
Knicks.
to tell you?
Okay, well, he's the reason why KP left the Knicks because he had tension with Phil Jackson because Phil Jackson was calling his players out, right? And he didn't get along with Phil Jackson. So because of that, even after Phil Jackson got fired, we still had to trade him because he didn't want to sign with the Knicks. Phil Jackson left a bad taste in his mouth. So the great Phil Jackson, who destroyed our team and was one of the greatest mistakes that the Knicks ever made, they should have never brought him to New York. It was horrible. Then he wants to put it on Melo like it's Melo's fault. But that's a whole nother topic. But you could continue.
Do you know why they brought him there, though?
Who Phil?
Yeah, do you know why?
Because we was under the illusion that he could transfer his GM skills, his coaching skills to being a GM. And that's just not how,
No, not
that's
only
not how it
does
works.
that, because the last time y'all won a championship, Phil Jackson was on the team.
Yeah, but
He was
that's no
hoping he was going to bring
guarantees.
some of that old Knicks glory and just try to fuse it in there to try to break that curse.
You know the Miami Heat is the most overrated franchise in NBA history. You want me
How?
to tell you why I say that? Because
We've
you
been
know
in
why?
two of the past finals in the past 5 years. What are you talking?
I could explain why. First off, I think Pat Riley, while he is a good coach and maybe even a great coach, I do think he's overrated. You want me to tell you why?
He's like the third greatest coach ever.
Okay, let me tell you why he's overrated, in my opinion, right? First off, he went to a Laker team that already won the championship, that already had Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Any coach in the NBA history could win a championship if you have Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Give me a break with that, right? So he went to a team that was already established. When it was time to get the job and do it from scratch with the Knicks, he couldn't get the job done. Your man, Pat Riley, couldn't get it done in New York. Why is that?
Wade and Shaq. I don't know what to tell you.
Right. And then, see, I'm glad we got there. So then he went to Miami. It took him a while because he didn't get to Miami. Y'all won because we cooked y'all those first 4 years in the playoffs. We won 3 out of 4 times. I know you don't want to remember that, but we definitely did cook y'all.
Bro, we got more rings. I don't care. It's like the
Okay.
Yankees arguing with I don't know, the fucking Mets.
You're not allowed
it's
to
not
use-
even a comp.
Yeah, but you're not allowed to use a New York team because that's my team. So you need to pick another Miami team for that example if you want to go there. Because Yankees that would be my team. So you can't use the Yankees. That's me.
I'm saying, bro, there is no comparison between what's a better franchise, the Heat or the Knicks. We have more rings. We've had more playoff success. We've been to the finals.
No. That's cap. That's cap. You didn't have more playoff success. You have one more ring. And I can't say you have more playoff success. We have way more conference championships
We've
than
been
y'all.
to the finals 5 times.
That's fine. Okay. And how many times we been to the finals?
No, my fault. We've been to the finals 6 times. Six times.
And how many times we been to the finals?
It's been like, let's see, you got the first 2.
Right.
Then you won one in 99. It's like
Right.
3, maybe 4. I'll give you 4. I haven't looked
We
it
have
up.
5.
I
I think
say
we
4.
have 5. No, we have 5 because even back in those days, we went to the finals. We just didn't win. Nonetheless, it don't even matter. The bottom line, what I'm saying is this: you only have one more ring than us. So let's not act like Miami is the Boston Celtics and you have
We're
17
an expansion
championships.
team. Y'all have been around since the beginning.
Okay, but you're an expansion team, right? That got
We've
your
done more in
championships.
less time.
Okay. But once again, I'm trying to get to the point of how Pat Riley is overrated because when Pat Riley had the opportunity to do it, with a team that wasn't stacked and build a team, he couldn't do it. He had to wait until he went and got Shaq, Gary Payton, Antoine Walker, Alonzo Mourning, with a young D Wade, and now you go win the championship. What would have impressed me is if y'all would have won with Jimmy, even though Jimmy's a really good player, but nonetheless, I would have gave him credit for winning it with Jimmy. But guess what? Y'all didn't win it. So I don't really care about you telling me you went to the finals.
Spoelstra's some bullshit. But I'm trying to say, bro,
Spoelstra's the best coach you ever had. Spoelstra's the best coach you ever had.
Shit. But buddy,
he's the best coach you ever had.
If Pat would have came down, we wouldn't have lost to Dallas.
Listen, man, I'm just gonna tell you like this. Man.
I know it. You know it. Everybody knows it. If Pat would have came down,
y'all wasn't gonna beat Dallas, bro. Do you know who Dallas had? You know the Hall of Fame level
A
talent
old
that
ass
Dallas had,
Jason Terry, a old ass Jason Kidd,
and that's what you
and Dirk
need,
Nowitzki on his last leg.
and that's what you need to win, and that's what you need to win. When you have the star
What
talent, just
happened
like
was
you had all. Okay, so you had all them old ass dudes when you had Antoine Walker and then Alonzo Mourning and Gary. When you had all them guys, you had your little senior citizenship championship team. No one said
but
nothing
we
to
had
you
a
about
prime
that.
Wade. We had a prime Wade, and we had a
Okay.
Shaq that was still in his semi-prime.
Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you like I told the other Miami Heat fan. I love this. I really want fans from opposing teams to call in on November 14th, which is next week. We got a game against y'all. Listen, don't be one of them punk fans that won't call up because your team lost. I want you to call up next Friday. I will be here, same time, same place. I hope to hear from you, brother.
Now,
Will
but
you
hear me
be
out.
here?
Before we get out the far, I just
Okay,
want
I'll
to
let
say
you
this
get the
before we
final
get out
word.
the
Go
far.
ahead. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna say this, right?
Mhm.
Mark my words. I promise. Listen. If there was any time for y'all to win a championship, it would have been last year. It was
Okay.
the perfect time to win a championship. There was no super team in the East. Boston fell to pieces. No one. Cleveland ain't even. You should have won last year.
Okay.
You know that. I know that. I
I
still
don't know that.
honestly. I believe the Knicks are probably were a better team than the Pacers last year for man for man. Yeah, Karl Anthony Towns. You know what I mean? Like
We had
you
the
had.
better players, but I think they were the better team.
I mean, I think the better players make a better team. I mean,
No, that's not true.
I'm saying if you couldn't win last year, I don't see how you could win this year.
Well, I
Because
could
it was
tell you,
on the
I could
platter.
tell you, two reasons. One, we're the best team in the East. That's one. Two, we're better than we were last year. That's number two. Number
The
three,
roster's the same.
no, well, it has the same components, but we got some better pieces, and we're more healthy than we were last year. When we started the season last year, half our bench was out, which is the reason why Tibbs was playing the 8-man rotation. Yeah, he should have played the young guys, but Mitchell Robinson wasn't there. Precious Achua wasn't there. Landry Shamet wasn't there. We had nobody in the first half of the season off the bench besides Deuce McBride.
I want you to tell me seriously, outside of Tyrese Halliburton, who on that team or the Pacers was even an all-star for real?
Pascal Siakam and Miles
Bro,
Turner
he was
is
an
a
all-star
problem.
10 years ago.
Nah, Pascal Siakam was an all-star, if not last season, the season before last. So just to get your facts right. And also he cooked OG Anunoby. 100%. He cooked them. And I was really upset by that because OG normally cooks him, but he cooked OG last year. He had what, 3, 4 30-point games? And then they got all them shooters. It's the system. It's Rick Carlisle. It's a system, right? And to me, they had the better system, though we had the better players. I think I would look at it like that. But guess what? This year, Indiana ain't gonna do nothing. Indiana ain't gonna do nothing. Guess what? Miami, I can't wait till next week. Listen, next week, make sure you here. I need you here. All right. I got another caller, man. But great calling
I
you.
learned me in the playoffs, man.
We're gonna talk in the playoffs too, but we're gonna talk next week.
All right,
But we
bet.
definitely gonna talk in the playoffs too. All right.
All
All
right,
right, man. Salute. All right. That's Miami Heat calling up. I love it. I like when the ops call up. I want to do this more. Every Friday, I want to have like an opposing team call up. I want that. I love the smoke. I love it. Let me see if this brother still wants to come on. Final call for call 646-995-8389. This is the call up show. We were talking about Mitchell Robinson before that dude called up. Let me see if Mello answers. Hello? Hey, caller, state your name. Where you calling from? What's up?
Mellow Mike from Jersey. What's up? What's up?
Man, you call a hair second late because that dude called right before you, and I answered it, and then I saw your number pop up.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
By then, I was already entrenched in the battle, and I love it though. I want more of these opposing teams to call up so I could set the record straight.
And these
Because
guys, go ahead.
I'm not just a Knicks fan. I am an NBA fan. So I watch damn near every game, every team, as much games as I can watch. So I'm not just gonna be on here just talking about the Knicks. I can talk about your team. But go ahead. What's up, brother?
I just hear this guy from Miami calling. I don't mind the calling, but damn, these guys are just calling just to hate on him. And we're
Right.
here making noise here in the East, running the show,
Right.
and here comes the hate. We're only a few games into the season, man.
Yes.
It's amazing.
But that comes with the territory. That's why we got to be built for it. We can't shy away from it. But that's why I want more of them to call up. Every Friday, I want somebody from the opposing team, like on the 28th, the Bucks. I want the Bucks fans to call up. I want to have a conversation with them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So let them know that I got to let these Eastern Conference teams know that when they say the East is wide open, that's cap.
Mm-hmm.
We are the best in the East. The East it's not wide open. We closing the door.
Absolutely.
As fast as it open up, we're going to close it just as fast. Boom. Ain't no East is wide open. I take that as an insult. Now, going forward, anytime I hear a fan from another team say the East is wide open, I take offense to that because you trying to stun on us like we not the best team in the East.
That's right. So what are we talking about, Tibbs, or we talking about Mitchell?
We talking about, man, listen, this is the call-up show. I did I shortened the calls, but I'm letting y'all rock. But the lead topic was Mitchell Robinson. I'm not sure if you still want to address that. We can. Yeah.
Okay. Just briefly with Mitchell Robinson, I really don't think that. I don't think a trade is gonna happen. I don't think. Nothing's gonna happen unless something happens health-wise again. But I think they're gonna ride him through this season, and then after this season, then they'll figure out what they're gonna do if they are gonna make a trade or not, and figure out what's gonna happen. As long as he's able to hold up, I think they'll ride with him because I think it'll be an opportunity for them to keep the chemistry going. I saw a lot of great things these past couple of games, and you saw it turn from like good start. Then I think I told you from the previous call-in show, from good to so-so to like, bad. And then all of a sudden they kind of picked it up. And I did tell you previous also that I saw that turning point. I think it was against Miami, if I'm correct, where Towns was having that conversation with Coach Brown, and I saw that communication. Even though they lost, I said that's a turning point. That's a positive outcome there. And then also him having to, I guess, have a sit down with Josh Hart, because all of a sudden you just saw a whole different outing by the Knicks, and then turning this thing around in this home stand. So great momentum, great victories. We still got a couple more games to go in this homestand, so I expect them to go undefeated. And this was definitely a great showing on the court against the Timberwolves. I know Anthony Edwards wasn't 100%, but just to watch the Knicks clicking the way they were clicking, it was great to see them doing what they were doing. So passing the ball, getting involved, great shooting, great defensive moments throughout the game. OG was unbelievable. I mean, stealing the ball, gaining possessions, and I got to give credit to Mitchell Robinson once again, rebounding. I mean, if he doesn't do anything else, he does rebound well, and he does his presence alone speaks volumes. Again, when healthy. So kudos
which is a factor in what we're talking about, right? And like you was going to say, kudos to Mitch and the guys, but I want to be fair.
Go ahead.
So the question was, should we put an end to the trade narratives? Should we get, stop it? Like, should we, because I felt like I didn't ask it in that way. So should we put an end to it, based on what we're seeing now? Should we just abandon it totally?
I say we should cut it and not talk about it. But a couple of the previous callers, especially Trevor, made a lot of great points, valid points, saying, I think he said, "But sell it while it's high."
Sell high, yeah. Sell
Yeah,
high, brother.
yeah. So he
Because
made. Go ahead, go
yeah.
ahead.
No, I was gonna say the reason why I because I was on so I wanted to do a show for the Mitch people, right?
Mhm.
And I was on the I was like, yo, man, there's no trade for him. But after some of these calls we got, Ron and my man
Keith.
Heath,
Mm-hmm.
that I'm telling you right now, that Herb Jones trade. I like the Tari Eason trade too. I just think it's a little bit more complicated. But that Herb Jones trade,
Mm-hmm.
you get another All NBA defender. He's shooting 45% from three. I know you're not the biggest fan of the three ball, but he's shooting 45% from three. He's
Mm-hmm.
6'8". He could defend damn near all five positions. It'd be hard for me to not want to do
Mm-hmm.
that deal because there's a lot of reasons why the Pelicans would do the deal. Zion's hurt. They got a young boy in Eves Missy playing the five. He's not ready for that. They could use a guy like Mitch. He's from there. You add the from there element to it. The deal just makes a whole lot of sense. They make similar money. You probably got to add another little hundred something to the 100,000. No, a couple of 100,000 to the trade to make it work. But that's light work. That's small detail. If the New Orleans Pelicans were willing to trade Herb Jones for Mitch, I'm doing the deal, brother. And also, it's business, right? So when you say chemistry and developing, I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. Leon Rose shows you that he's willing to shake stuff up. This Knick team never repeated anything. Every single year, we had new elements to this team, whether it be one player, two player, the whole damn lineup. Leon Rose consistently makes changes every season. He did it last year. I think he will do it again this year. I don't see a world where Mitch makes it without signing the contract. I think what happens, what you said, is if he signs the contract. If they sign a deal, Mitch is safe. But if Mitch does not sign the contract, there's a good chance he's going to be traded. As much as we don't want to see it, as much as we're like, damn, it looks really good. We got good chemistry. This is business, brother. I can't give you the leverage to walk away. And I think that that's going to be at the back of these guys' minds, no matter how good Mitch looks and no matter how much we think, oh, man, we want to build it. If Mitch is, outpricing himself, I'm not saying this is the case, but if Mitch wants his max, which is the 4 years, 81, I think.
Okay.
Clearly, the Knicks don't want to give him that because if they did, the deal would be done. So that business rears its ugly head, and that's the part of basketball I personally don't like. I don't really care for the business. I just study it because I need to know it because, I taught basketball, but the business is just nasty. It's always nasty work. It's always cutthroat and messed up. So
I'm a little confused with Mitch because I heard something. They say it's not about what he does on the court, it's about what he says. And when he mentioned to the reporters, if I recall correctly, they asked him a few questions about his injury. He says, I'm not saying nothing. And when he made that clear statement, it kind of left me up in the air because you know what? He is producing on the court. Body language tells me, you know what? I'm going to do my job. I'm going to do it from I punch in, I punch out, do what I got to do, and keep himself, as far as with this load management that they got going on. I was under the assumption that again, and we talked about this before, that there's a possibility could there be a trade in the works. But then again, I'm thinking, you know what? I don't know. I'm just sensing that he's just gonna be here till the end. It's a possibility. And listen, whatever Leon Rose does, I fully
we
support him. I support it
100%.
definitely. But I just feel with him there, he definitely just puts a whole different perception to the opposition as far as his presence is concerned. And I see it. And again, if I were to get that on a consistent basis, it makes it hard to let him go. But like you said before, also, that's the contrary to everything. Business is business. We're looking at stats and numbers. We might go a little bit on being on a less height, go more on the productivity, and being active on the defensive efforts by that gentleman. What's his name again?
Herb Jones.
Herb Jones. Yeah. So
Boy,
the
all
numbers sound great.
NBA,
The numbers
all
sound
NBA
great.
defense. Mm.
Exactly. The numbers sound great, but I will say this as far as the comment you made before. I'm not opposed to the 3-pointers. I'm opposed of too many 3-pointers. But if you looked
Right.
at that last game with the Timberwolves, pump fake, boom, they countered perfectly. You know what? They showed the three, but they drove to the basket or were creating fouls. That's what I want to see. I don't care
But
about
Mike,
20, 33.
but
Go
that's
ahead.
what we spoke. But that's what we spoke about.
Mm-hmm.
I told you it's like their goal is to get in that paint. They're playing
Mm-hmm.
inside. Or maybe I didn't tell you. Maybe I'm thinking I spoke to you because I talk Knicks all the time with a lot of people. But
Right.
the goal is to inside outside basketball, but it's not old school inside outside basketball where we throwing it to the center. He just backs down. Then he throw. No, it's we're gonna touch that paint. We're gonna run a pick and roll action. Russ is gonna attack the basket hard. He gonna get in that paint. He gonna suck in the defense. We're gonna kick it out. Cause right now we number one in the league in catch and shoot threes.
Mm-hmm.
So they're taking a lot of good shots. It's not
Right.
like Boston come up the court, jack them up. They're
Right.
actually touching the paint and spraying it. So you get a guy like Herb Jones, bro, I'm running pick and roll every time. I'm gonna tell Towns, do not move on the screen. Set the screen, nice little screen. We're gonna run pick and roll every time because now Herb Jones is out there. You can't help. These guys are all shooting 40%. How you gonna defend that? It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just how I see it. I'm just looking at the game from that lens. But, this is all, we just presenting the deal. It's no guarantees that that's going to happen. But something could happen.
Something could happen, yeah. But I was definitely impressed, and I like the balance. Like I said, the counter of the three, whether they got into the paint, kicked it out, but they countered perfectly. Like I said, pump fake, boom, take a better shot coming inside, just, kind of confusing the defense. So to me, it just looked like they was working in harmony. And again, the ball was live, the energy was just wow. And the Knicks was just rolling. And matter of fact, I saw a couple of times when they dipped it into Cat, the one where he dunked on on his boy
Yes.
Edwards. So
Yes.
they did feed him to the post a couple
They did.
times. Not many,
Couple
not
of
many,
times.
but
Not
that one
many.
was specifically he
But
dunked
guess
on him.
what, though, Mike?
Go
We had
ahead.
60 paint points.
Yeah, absolutely.
We
Absolutely.
dominated the paint.
Dominated
And
the
we
paint.
scored like 20 more paint points than Minnesota. So
And also contribution from the bench as well. Kudos to the bench for the Knicks. It was a collective effort, so that was also a great sign. It was a great effort by everybody, to be honest with you. And I also
facts.
felt that was huge. Cat engaged, Hart is engaged, because I saw a whole different persona coming out of Hart as far as his mindset being involved
Yep.
in comparison to what it was before, where he was flustered, frustrated,
Yep.
and I don't know what was said, but you know what? It was a quick fix, and that's what we needed. We didn't need something to linger on. It was eradicated immediately and get him
Right.
back on the right path, and that's what we need. Like he said, he wants to, his best performance is when he's locked in, when he's happy, when he's, doing what he's doing. And I think he's coming from a good place where, listen, I just want to contribute, help the team, and he knows he could put a lot more. And I know he's putting a lot of the injuries to the side so he could try to, play at the biggest stage that he can possible to help this team, because he feels that he could contribute. And I do believe so.
Yeah.
And I give him a lot of credit. So hopefully
Yeah.
the Knicks continue this run. I don't want to take up too much time, but I
No,
definitely
you
see.
good. You good. No,
I
you good.
definitely,
You
I
good.
definitely, I definitely see that the Knicks should be able to go undefeated. I made this call before. Once they got that first victory, I said these Knicks should be able to, and I keep saying this, they should be able to blow out these teams. And I'm
Yes.
not surprised that they blow them out by 20. I want to see I want to see them when they're done with this. Not to get too far ahead of myself, but I want to see how they do. And this goes to Yuri's call, what they do with the West Coast teams, because it's a different style and we're away from home, and we need to make those adjustments, and hopefully we can carry on some momentum from this homestand. Not to get too far ahead, but I just to see them how they're able to kind of will themselves to beat these teams away from home. So that's a big factor,
Right.
and hopefully they'll be able to do so.
Yeah, I think it'll balance out. You starting off, your first 3 road games were tough, and you lost them. I think that the West. I think the West is overrated. I'm gonna keep it real. The West is listen. The top teams in the West, they good, but the East is tough, bro. Like, all right, if you're not playing Washington and Brooklyn, you're going to be in for a tough night. I'm keeping it real. Washington and Brooklyn, yeah, that's easy. But the rest of those teams, Charlotte, Toronto, those games are not. I'm telling you, those games are not easy games, bro. Even Indiana with nobody, they could have T.J. McConnell and some other dudes you never heard of. Those games are not easy wins, bro. So
No, I don't want you to think I underestimate the Eastern Conference teams. I don't. What I'm saying is that the Western Conference team comes with a different style. We know that they like to run. So
no,
that's what I
I
mean.
respect. Yeah, I know. I respect where you and Yuri coming from.
Yeah.
I just think that I don't think that the struggle is going to be like, oh, we go to the West, we going to struggle, because we did lose the 4 teams last year. I forgot. I always forget to mention the Warriors and the Clippers. But every other team, we either went 500 with or we swept them. So it's not. And then those games also had circumstances. Like Brunson didn't play the Clipper games. And then the Warriors game, Brunson, he got hurt late in that game. So, I mean, it's elements to those games that, not to make excuses, but, it's like we should have probably won at least one of those games in those series, right? So I think that will be all right.
I just want to, and I hate to reiterate this, and I made this comment before, and I'm going to stick to it. We're not, I know we want to push the pace, but I think we push the pace not at the fastest pace, at the pace that we can run. And I've said this before, as long as their bodies are moving, setting their picks, doing what they need to do, there will be somebody open. But to think that we are a West Coast team, we're not. I'm going to stick with that, because these guys get tired quickly. And that's what I mean about playing the West Coast teams. It's almost a wake-up call, because you know what? When you play the East Coast team, it's a little bit different in comparison to the West Coast, even if they're trying to do a pace and space type of operation like the West Coast teams do themselves, because that's the new thing now, right? But it's almost like a wake-up call, because when you play against these teams, guess what? It's all of a sudden the Knicks scored 4 points, and then the score is 20-4. Oh, what happened? You know what I mean? The West Coast attacks. If you're sleeping and you're not coming to run, they'll run you off the court. And that's what I mean by that. So it's a different taste. It's almost like I said, like a wake-up call, because the East Coast plays a certain way, even though they have a West Coast mentality stuff. But I just feel like the West Coast just steps it up a little bit to another notch. Not that they're better than the Knicks, but the quickness can kind of lull you to sleep. The next thing you know, you're down by a few, and you're trying to play catch-up ball. So that's all.
So like, I get what you're saying. Like the philosophy of the West is more finesse, and the East is what it is. But I'm gonna tell you right now, the fastest teams in the league right now are in the Eastern Conference. The Miami Heat is the number 1 team in pace. Then the Washington Wizards is the number 3 team. The Charlotte Hornets is the number 4 team. The Chicago Bulls is the number 6 team. The Cleveland Cavaliers. So the East is at the top of pace right now.
Where are the Knicks?
Now this could change. Oh, we're like number 22. We're getting there. Because we just started. We just started playing fast. I think if the Knicks continue at the pace they've been playing in the last 3 games, the Knicks will be in the top 10, or at least like middle of the pack, like by the next week. And also, like, to give some context, it's early. It's only 9 games. But the only reason why I pulled this up is to show you that the East, they playing fast, bro. and I watch a lot of basketball, right? So I get what you're saying, though, because traditionally the West is more fast, the East is more slow it down, grind it. But today, them roles is kind of like this reverse, or like how you take the graduation hats and you throw them in the air. If we don't know whose hat is who at that point, that's kind of like where we are with pace, because everyone is trying to play faster, and Chicago plays fast. You know, Miami played fast. These guys are playing fast, bro. So, this is why in my mind, the way I see it, the East and West is the same. Like, you got good teams in the East, you got good team in the West. I might say like the West might have more top heavy, better teams. But to be honest with you though, like a team like Cleveland, bro, like they look like they could be world champions some nights. Then other nights they look like they gonna get cooked. So, on any given night, it's kind of a toss up. That's all I'm trying to say. But I'm pretty sure the West is probably dominated. I don't even want to look up the conference standings. I could do that if I wanted to, but
it's just that's their that's what they're known for.
That's
so
what they know.
when I
Exactly.
think
So
about
you're right when you say that.
when I think about Portland, when I think about Golden State, when I think about the
Right.
Lakers, it's a run and gun all day, every day.
Traditionally, that's
Right.
how they play.
Right.
I got you.
So when I see the Knicks
right.
coming into it, you
right
play
what you
more,
said. You're right.
Here's the thing: you play more, you're gonna have to go deep more. And I just look at
Yeah.
the Knicks makeup. If we had a couple other linebackers, I see Chicago. Yes, they're very I don't want how to say this, but they're fit for the run as far as physically. They're thinner, they're lighter. You could tell the Knicks look a little bit heavier. Like I don't see Cat running up and down like that. That's what I mean by that. A Yabusele is not going to run up and down like that. So there's a couple of factors that slow that ideology, is what I'm saying. Mitchell Robinson is not going to run up and down like that. So that's why I try to come down to a little bit of realism a little bit and say, maybe the other four might be able to run, but even they're going to get blasted. I don't see Jalen pushing it like that. I don't. Maybe a Deuce, maybe Mikal Bridges, and even Mikal mentioned, and under Tibbs' thing, well, that was because of playing. They weren't even playing fast, and he was getting tired, right?
Right.
So that's the only thing, I just feel like they could play fast, but faster is just, I out of 8 gears, I put the Knicks at 4. Let's put it that way. As long as they're moving and running, this thing will operate well. And again, I didn't see them going crazy. I just saw a lot of things working in their favor, which was they put the clamps on the opposition, and you saw what they were doing. And again, just hopefully they'll continue the momentum, continue working off this game, and keep improving. And the most important thing is the communication and engaging with the coach. As long as Mike Brown can get these guys going, get them, prepared, call out maybe their weaknesses, and strengthen them throughout the season, and then work with these young guys that are coming up. Because again, if you're going to do this run and gun offense, West Coast offense that they want to do, you're going to have to use more players, and eventually they might have to go past 10 or 9 or 10 players if they have to. And I like to see Hawk Porty get some minutes too, because I think they need to develop him to get an extra body just in case something happens.
Yeah, it's coming. It's definitely coming, because Mitch, even if he's not hurt, he's going to be load managed.
Yep.
He will be load managed. So
So I'm going to be checking out the Westchester Knicks tomorrow. Well, it is today, I should say.
Oh, nice.
So I'm going to be checking them out tomorrow. So I'm going to get a chance to see Dink Pate and the rest of the crew. And
oh man, that sounds like fun.
Yeah. Going to see the what are they called? The Delaware Blue Coats, the G League affiliate of the 76ers. So I'm going to go check these guys out. But that's all I got, Karan, man. It's good talking to you.
Salute,
good chat
Mike.
by the guys. It was a great call-up show today. A lot of guys called with a lot of great points.
A lot of good calls.
Yeah, minus the Miami call, but everybody else was
minus
great.
that. And he about to get clipped. I'm about to clip him and the other Miami. I'm gonna put both of them out on the 13th or the 12th. But yeah, man, salute, man. Enjoy, man. I know you gotta get some rest.
No doubt. Thanks, Karan. Take care, guys.
All right, salute. That was my man Mellow Mike. I get what he was trying to say with the philosophy of West Coast, East Coast, but I know what I'm seeing. Miami played fast. Cleveland always played fast. Chicago definitely played fast. And another team too, like Mike Brown, he's trying to get the shooters in spots, man. But listen, man, I appreciate you guys rocking with me. This is like one of the real like traditional style call-up shows. I like it when there's no game. I feel like those are always the best call-up shows. Because usually when there's a game, we got emotions on both sides. You know, everybody's super happy, everybody's super sad. So I don't like that. You know, I of course I do it. I do. That's why I do the post-game shows. But those shows are really tailored for that. Like the call-up show is supposed to be, you know, we have some topics, we call up, we talk, we get the ops to call up, you know, the chat's rocking, you know, stuff like that. So that was the initial purpose of the call-up show. But on the way out, I'm gonna do the gamification check. Salute to my man Mellow Mike in the #1 spot. He actually salute to my man Mellow Mike who just called too. He actually won the copy of the 82 Nights. You know, this is not the real version, but this is a mock-up. But you know, he actually won a copy of that. I'm gonna mail his out on Monday. Salute to my man Michael in the #2 spot. BS 10258. Come on, man. Could we do a trade? I need Julius Randle. Salute to my man Randall, 1973. Prim's dad, JJ. Salute to my man Coach, Knicks Tape Madness Discord server channel member. My man Walter White, new channel member. Salute to all the new channel members. Man, Nick Jack, the Mitchell Robinson advocate. Salute to my man, old man Knicks fan in the house. FS Wisdom. Yes. Brightest future. Jay Sones. Fans NY. My man Ron Rivera in the house. Latrell Sprewell. Oh, J-Tap Mob. In the building. Knicks Tape Madness Discord server channel member. One of the first channel mods, too. Salute to my man Jabroni. Salute to The Rock. Yes, I like that avatar he got. Of course, Still Knicks Fans was in the house. I will be on Still Knicks Fans this Monday. HRM the Great. Salute to you. Knicks Tape Madness Discord server channel member. I got to talk with you, HRM, in the Discord. We're going to get to it. My man Mortal Kombat. The Sporting Page. Longtime channel member. Always great to see the Sporting Page in here. Cash. J2. KNYC. My man King Speech Row. Just Knicks in the house. Silk Sutton. Salute to you, Silk Sutton. I remember you called up a couple of times. Chris Gotti. Are you the real Chris Gotti? Are you like Chris Gotti, like Irv Gotti, brother? If you are the Irv Gotti's brother, salute to you, man. Great to have you in the building. I'm not saying you are the, you know, that Chris Gotti. I mean, you are real Chris Gotti. That's your name. But are you that Chris Gotti? Salute to my man Stat Game. And then my man Gypsy Boys Films. By the way, Stat Game, your name is that's like a what you call that? A trap. You trying to get people in trouble. I don't speak like that, man. But I'm gonna salute y'all on the way out, man. I will be back Monday. Podcast pre-recorded. Look for me on Still Knicks Fans as well. I'm not gonna do the Sunday night game because I'm recording the pod, but the Wizards game, the Grizzly game on Tuesday. I want to do a live play-by-play for that. The Magic game on Wednesday, we should also do another play-by-play. Those will be like in the nighttime, of course. And then Thursday, I'm probably going to do, that's when I'm going to do the Knicks in 10 show. And I'm going to drop them clips. So be on the lookout for that. All right. And that's all I got for y'all tonight, man. And as always, go.